Good afternoon and welcome to Pandora's Wake Apocalypse Age. I'm Bryan F. Irving. I'll be your games master for the evening. I'm from DH9 Radio and Gethsemane Games. We'll be playing Modern Age by Green Ronin Publishing. The setting is Pandora's Wake, written by myself and Marie at Gethsemane Games. The sound effects you'll be hearing are by DH9 Radio's Foley unit, by Battle Bards and by freesound.org. The music is by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, the DH9 Radio production unit, and Tabletop Audio. Now then, I will just introduce you to our cast this evening. Mark's not back from work yet, so we will start with Ben Watson as Greg Bishop.
Yeah.
Sean McGuile as Jeremy Halford.
Afternoon.
Jenny Savall as Erin Black.
Hello.
Chris Gibson as Anthony Burr.
Hello.
And Marie McGowan Irving as Coffee or Dr. Gail Aston.
Hello.
Okay. So, where we're at the story at the moment. The Pandora Event happened several weeks ago, an event which tore the wall of our universe and allowed another universe to start to spill through. Strange, deadly creatures, diseases, and plant life poured through and began to terraform our planet. Our main party, the survivors, are currently hiding out in a bunker they've recently bought and are trying to renovate. But whilst that's happening, one of the main party, Erin Black, who's a helicopter pilot with the Coast Guard Rescue, has been dispatched to an oil rig to rescue an injured worker. The other players are currently therefore playing their secondary characters for the rescue missions, as sort of a side quest, if you will. Shortly after their arrival, the oil rig was hit by a storm blowing in through the rift from the Otherverse, and then was attacked by two waves of Otherverse creatures, one that came out from the deep, the other that came down from the sky. They've battled their way through to the helicopter pad to discover that the helicopter is not fueled, and the slight problem that they have more survivors than they can get off on the helicopter in one go. We rejoin the party as they are trying to refuel the helicopter, get everybody or as many people as possible to safety, and fend off the attacks by the combats which have landed in an attempt to do grievous bodily harm to everybody. So, currently we have two oil workers attempting to reconnect the fuel. We have the medical team has the casualty in the helicopter. We have a handful of people trying to hold off one combat which is trapped inside the safety cage which covers the stairs up to the flight deck. And we have another party who were attempting to create a distraction to let the first party escape, are now in a battle for their own lives with another combat. So, hello everybody.
Hello. Hello.
I'll just bring up our...
Does anybody else think that I should take it personally that Ben keeps trying to get the complication pool so high when it's only my character who's one of the main characters?
Oh, right, I see. Yeah. I now, because I didn't understand where you were coming from until you actually just mentioned that you're the only main player character in the game.
Yes, because the others are all playing their temporary secondary character for this particular side quest, and their main characters are safe and sound, in inverted commas,
under the ground.
Under the ground on the mainland, yes.
You hope, yeah.
you hope. We will find out when we do the main quest entitled How the Rest of the Party Died.
Yeah. The main quest where we discover just how many borrowing horrors there are from the other race.
You would be surprised. There's quite a few, yeah. However,
I really wouldn't be.
Well, you shouldn't be. You helped design Pandora's Wake. Okay, so...
I own the book as well. So
you do indeed, yeah. Okay, so... We are I'm just going to check one of the other maps for something, but we are currently in a situation where you are desperately trying to to get
Was there not
everything
a
up
map
and
at the end of the walkway?
running.
Don't I have a map with multiple people on it?
A
'Cause
map
I'm
with
sure Chris and Jenny were fighting the combat on the ground. It wasn't just
Yeah.
that brown marker. It was actually a proper map.
I don't remember that, you know.
No,
Or
there
did
is.
I dream that?
Yes, I'm afraid you did. Okay.
Well, I did dream somebody stole my Christmas pudding.
Well,
Then they came back. Then they came back and had the audacity to complain that there was no custard to give them. And at that point, it did not end well for them.
okay, fair enough. Can anybody tell me off the top of my head who Dylan is? Oh, yes, it's one of the. Yeah, it's okay.
Did you forget who Dylan was?
I did.
The
I am
famous
sorry.
Dylan?
Oh God, here we go.
And Ben, I noticed that you didn't respond to what I said before.
I was saying goodbye to someone who was in PAX. What did you say?
Ah,
See,
right.
he doesn't. He doesn't even give you that much consideration.
It doesn't.
I know.
Isn't it shocking?
He
So.
hates me. He hates
What did you say?
Oh God.
Just gonna let if you don't know, I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh.
Well,
So welcome to Bryan's gaming group's online psychiatric assessment.
You
So
don't have to be crazy, but
Look.
it helps.
Look, I've spent all week moderating various arguments between various people. Can we not have another one, please?
so can anybody who's on the platform and go to the helicopter landing pad and going to get involved in any of the combat, please roll initiative.
if you remember,
In fact, everybody
me and
who's
a
doing
rogue
anything,
force.
yeah, anybody who's doing anything other than sitting about, roll initiative.
Okay. I guess that includes me.
That does indeed. And
I don't have any token to click to add the initiative to. Just
right,
saying.
okay, I'll sort. Bollocks. You're quite right. You don't. That's okay. I can add them long-handed. So Erin, black. Add, and Erin will be.
Barnacle Beast. Oh,
Jesus.
I remember that thing.
That's an interesting way of spelling that. Hold on.
Erin Blask.
What?
Oh, you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker. No valid token was selected. That is correct, my friend.
Okay, Jenny, what did you roll for Erin?
11.
11. Okay. Is there anybody else whose character's not currently on the turn tracker I need to add manually?
And me, also the combat bit was grappled as well.
Yes. Okay. So, Chris,
But
just
I was
remind us the
muted.
name of your character, please.
Greg Bishop.
Greg.
What? I'm Greg Bishop.
Oh wait, yeah, you are.
He's Anthony Barr.
And, sorry, I was looking at the last roll, but I didn't realise Ben rolled again.
Imposter.
Ben, I typed in the chat for you.
And Chris, on the off chance that you get the answer right, what's the initiative you rolled?
10.
10. Okie dokie. Anybody else needs to be typed in manually?
Yes,
No.
I got a 14. Sorry, I meant 43.
You
No, I
you
got
were
it.
already in from last week,
Not on the one I've got. There's only 3 people in the one I've got.
and one of them
Which
is Greg
is Jeremy, Erin, and Anthony.
Bishop. The hell are you looking at? It differs completely from mine.
There's a turn order on my
Yes.
screen, and it's just got Jeremy, Erin, and Anthony, and no one
It's
else.
a different map.
I'm on the oil rig one, where the big oil rig
Mhm.
map. I'm on that one.
I
Yeah,
don't
we're
know.
all on that one.
Yeah, everybody's on that one, and nobody else is seeing the turn order the way you've just described it. That's really
I'll
weird.
do the
No.
big old refresh. Give me a sec.
No,
Okay.
I'm seeing it exactly as he described it.
Yeah, I'm as
Yeah.
well.
Turn
I am
order
as
with
well.
3 people. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was 3 people, but it's not the ones he's just said it was.
Well, okay.
Dylan the Combat and
Jeremy-
Greg Bishop were the 3 that I had on.
Jeremy got a 7, Erin got an 11, and Anthony got a 10.
And you
Nice.
That's what I'm
can't
seeing.
you can't see Dylan the Combat
No.
or Greg Bishop.
No.
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 One week we'll have no issues.
That's
Fucking
never
doubt
gonna
it
happen.
somehow.
They're not in Whisper mode, are they?
We need
No.
we need a wee bit of music or something that's for technical difficulties that we used to get in the BBC.
Yeah.
And a test
When you
card.
get the test card and the woman going, I'm sorry, we have some technical difficulties, and then they would play some music. And it
Yeah.
was always a program you'd waited all week to see. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And some royalty-free elevator music.
And then it's don't touch the walls. Nobody mentions the event. Stay inside.
Okay, so I'm going to try and add the ones that were on there that nobody else seems capable of seeing as manually. So that would be. Can everybody see Dylan now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
I think
start.
Dylan spelled wrong though, but
I really
yes.
don't care at this point.
It's always one pedant in the group, isn't it? It's usually me.
It
but
is
this time it's
usually
not.
you, yeah.
Yes, Die Hallen is on the turn order.
It's two.
I kind of like that name, to be honest. Die Holland.
Okay, let's try that again then. Oh, fuck's sake. Now it's not taking the old one off. Get the fuck off.
Oh no, it's beginning.
I'm trying not to laugh too much. Sorry.
Okay, so you're not seeing the combat either, are you not?
No.
I don't see the combat.
Okay. So I will add that manually. So that's how I wanted to spend the first part of the game. Typing everything in that should have been in automatically.
Go on, make me a
combat
DM and I'll do it for you.
one. Combat
Give me
one.
ultimate power.
Oh shit, I can't remember what it was on. 14, I think.
I hate to tell you this thing,
Three.
but
It
it's
was on
not
three.
very much power at all.
Ah, don't give
No.
away the secret.
I mean, let's face it, most weeks it's like herding cats while dealing with a recalcitrant, CAD program. So,
Sixes don't count from initiatives, do they?
No, sixes don't count for the complication pool. So, Greg, you're not seeing yourself, is that correct?
That is correct. I can't see myself.
Okay. Let me just add Greg B. Add
No, we-
and go on. I'll let you have the. What did you say you'd re-rolled, even though you were actually already at? No, bollocks. You're going in at the one you were in last week, which was 4. So descending order, and it is Dylan to go first. Who's got Dylan? What would they like to do?
To be fair, the combat it was the last one to go last time.
I believe so, yeah. Okay, so since nobody's answered me, Dylan will take a strike at the...
Does no one remember who was playing Dylan? One. It was fucking one. He is.
It's alright, he's missed anyway. So, Combat 2 is the one that is fighting... Who is it that's actually at the entrance point? It's
I'm
Dylan
there.
and you are, right, okay. That might have been better if I just dragged out your
And I think
characters, really.
Chris's character's there. Anthony.
I'm pretty sure Anthony's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so who I don't, yeah, I do see there. Okay, so the combat is going to attack one of you. I don't know which one yet. Just bring the master handout out. NPC. Who's keep pinging?
Sorry.
Blame it on Chris. Chris and Jenny. I reckon you should up the complications because of that.
Get lost.
Yep.
Okay, so fuck's the combat at? Fuck this. Right, it's not
Why
sure.
is it whenever anything's added to the combat turn order, I can't see anyone's little pog picture next to their number except from Jeremy's, and it's
Because I
always
had to add
Jeremy's.
them manually. We weren't adding them from the pogs because nobody was able to.
Oh, but
right, I can't
yeah,
find
Jeremy's got
the
his.
stats for the combat either. They're not appearing on
The
the.
stats. You added them to. You gave them to us. I'm pretty
No.
sure.
No,
A couple of years.
no, he means the actual statistics for their abilities
Yeah.
and what they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. Like, I have that character sheet.
Right, well, open it for us, would you?
Yeah, I've opened it. What do you
Yeah,
want?
got it. Got it. It's
Right.
not in the master, so it wasn't coming up. So I had to go scrolling through the much longer one. Right, okay, it's going to attack. Who's it going to attack? Okay, so those of you who are there at the entrance to the cage, roll me a d6. Whoever gets the lowest gets bit.
It's like the most fun game of poker.
Oh, of course I get to.
It's not looking good, is it?
It's
Chris?
combat roulette.
Yes. Chris, could you give me a d6 roll, please?
Yes.
I was going to say the reason I have an icon on the
Chris, get a
turn
one.
order is because I'm awesome.
Oh, he
Oh.
also got it too.
Everybody got a 2. Roll again. Okay, so Dylan's now on 4, so Chris, roll yours again. 2 again.
Another 2.
Okay.
And Jenny rolls a 2.
And Jenny, could you roll again, please?
It's
No
taking the
way.
mic now.
No way.
I really shouldn't do that, should I? Yeah.
Okay, Chris, what's your dexterity?
Is 1.
1. Okay, good. Erin, what's your dexterity?
2.
2. So, Chris, it's Anthony that's getting attacked this round. Look, we're moving the plot on, yay. Okay, so it's going to attempt to bite you, and its attack is 16 with 4 points of stunts. I am going to assume a 16 is a hit. Would that be correct?
Just yet.
Yep, okay. He's going to skirmish you back so that you can try and force his way out, and then he's going to skirmish himself forward with the other points so he does get out. So I'll just do the damage to you. 9 points of damage.
That is quite nasty.
Remember to reduce it by 1 for the suit you're wearing and whatever your toughness is. As the combat charges in, it hits you full on. Its limbs flailing, it's biting and rending. It shoves you backwards and climbs out of the cage past the others. Yeah, and it would be combat number 1 next, which is the one over at the other position. So this one is I'm not going to bother to roll because I happen to know you have
Patrick
a
got a successful grapple.
It's on the other side of a door though, so it's gonna have to try and get through a door to get us.
That's a very good point. Well remembered. So it needs
As I was
a.
saying,
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I got a successful grapple last week, and it's kind of not done anything. So
You did get a successful grapple last week, didn't you?
and
So
then
it
failed-
has.
it failed on its strength.
Yeah, could you let me finish? Then that case, it has not managed to force its way out. It's going to have to use those 4 stunts to attempt to break your grapple instead. So let me just try. Could you give me a strength might test, please, Chris? You have held it, so it's still in the cage. It's not out at all. Okay, so it's trying to rend and tear at you. Reduce the damage that you took by half, would you please? It's trying to rend and tear at you, but you're holding it as best you can. As its head's thrashing about, it gets a few nips in at you, but that's about all. And you manage to hold it and keep it in the cage. Meanwhile, over at the other site, we have a combat trying to smash the door in with... Needs a 17. 17, right?
Wow.
So the combat smashes the door in, just bang, 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 and the rusting metal on the latch just gives, it just breaks, and the door bursts in. The combat's almost as surprised as you are, as it leers in through the thing and hisses at everybody.
And that's when it realised it made the mistake because there's now a Scooby-Doo scenario going on,
Yeah.
and they put him in the barber's chair, start cutting his hair.
So, Erin, what would you like to do?
Okay. Well, can I actually get past Anthony to attack combat?
Yes, and because he still has it grappled, that'll give you an additional +1 to hit it. You're
Okay.
already at +2 because it's outnumbered. So that
Okay.
means you get +3 to hit.
Okay.
Can I make a suggestion, Brian?
You can.
So you know how everyone was playing one of the NPCs over in my kill team?
Yep.
They could all go on the same initiative order as the main character. So Erin would go as Erin and as the NPC at the same time.
As Dylan, you mean? Yeah, well, we could do. Except Dylan's got a much higher initiative, so...
I know, but just rather than... Because obviously there's the other NPCs, it would just save putting loads of things on the turn order as well.
Don't worry, I'm not adding all of your NPCs. They're acting as a mob. I'll handle the mob separately.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, so... what were we?
Erin was attacking with a hammer against the grappled combat. She's rolled a 12, but with a +3, which makes it a 15.
Excellent. So that's a hit, I think. So let me just double check. Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Yay. Okay.
Okay. So yelling at Anthony to hold it still so you can bash its brains in. He tries his best, but it's thrashing about trying to break the grapple. You bring the hammer round, think you're going to connect square with the side of its head, and as it thrashes about, it kind of half ducks. Instead of smashing it square on the side of the head, you just glance off its nose. No damage. It's absorbed it with its toughness.
Damn it.
So, Chris, you to go. What would you like to do?
I am going to try and shove this pipe in its face.
Okay, go for it.
And then are you going to give it a light? Get your lighter out and
Oh.
So, still trying to grapple it as best you can. You've kind of pushed it up against the cage wall, and with one hand you're holding it there, like kneeing it and trying to whack it with the pipe as well. Make an attack with the pipe. Oh, bloody hell, you just did. That's a hit, and with 5 points of combat stunts, do go ahead.
My roll won't work. 1 second, let me just write it in again.
That's okay. Why shouldn't we have more technical problems? I don't think we've had enough for one day.
I'm sure it's trolling us, Brian.
It must
Why
be.
did it roll so many 2s in a row?
You will find with Roll20, any game you're not actually streaming to an audience works much more
Sorry, that's wrong.
smoothly than any
Yeah.
that you are. Did you say that was wrong?
Is it? Wait, is it?
what stunts are you using?
No, it's right. It's right. Sorry.
Right, yeah. Okay, yeah, that looks right to me. 6 + 2 + 2. So 10. So what stunts are you using, Chris?
Let's have a look. I could. Can you make it prone while it's coming up a thing?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
You mute. Ben. Mute.
What? Nuke?
Mute.
Oh, okay.
I've got,
I was saying, can I make it go prone or something?
you can knock it prone for 1 stun point. You've still got 2 stun points. You still have 3 left.
No.
You could attack it again.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll attack it again.
Okay, so you wrestle it to the ground. You sort of slam it up against the cage wall, then wrestle it to the ground by tripping one of its legs out. As you pin it to the ground, you grab your pipe and bash it over the head. Its head kind of partially splits, lots of blood comes out.
Ew.
Without thinking, you bring the weapon back and strike again, roll to hit.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. That's a now
It's
you've
an
knocked
11.
you've knocked
Yeah.
it prone. So that's 11. It's outnumbered, so it's 12 or 13. That would actually come to. So let me just check. 13's a hit. It's barely a hit, but it's a hit.
Okay.
So as you've got a
Damage.
pin to... Yeah, go ahead, roll the damage. As you've got a pin to the ground, you're now bashing its skull in with this... that'll be 3 that'll get past its toughness. It's hissing and spitting at you angrily. As you can imagine, it might well be. Okay, Jeremy Halford, what are you doing?
I'm attempting to get the helicopter fueled at this point.
Right, you are.
But I'm on the initiative order just in case it's required.
Yes, of course. Okay, so I'm going to drag out the a couple of... One of the other maps will have some oil workers on it. Let me just grab a couple. There we go. There's one. Actually, is that a named? No, it's not. Okay. So copy and back to the helipad. And we've got 2 oil workers over here. Right you are. So I'm going to add fueling the helicopter. Fueling helo. We're going to give it a round calculation of -1. So that means it will... should helo be 2 L's or 1? Not sure. That would be hello, wouldn't it? So it's 1 L. Right, okay, so I'm going to add that, and we are going to make that 6. No, we're not. We're going to make it 5, because you've already had 1 round of it. Why is that blank? Nope, it's not now. Okie dokie, and I'll just move that down to there, and we are on...
Sleep Greg B.
Yeah, and down to... Hold on, what's going on here? Okay.
Might be some lag going on.
Yeah, I think that was actually not a technical issue. I think that was me. I hadn't been clicking through, I'd just been reading them off. Okay, so there are 4 rounds before the helicopter is fueled. Greg B, it's you and your mob. What would you like to do?
Well, this thing has just knocked down the door, so I think it would be
You're right, a
wise-
fear test for all.
Really?
Yep.
We already know what this is. We beat one to shit. We beat one to death before.
Yes, but it's just burst through the door. It's just smashed down a big metal door. Get a fear
And
test.
now it
tested.
regrets its decision, you see.
Just
Fine,
make a
I'll
fear
give
test.
I'll make a fear test. How do I make a fear test again?
Fuck's sake. Right. Roll.
Fear button doesn't work.
It's
Not like-
shush, and I'll tell you. If you keep talking, I can't tell you. Right? You make a willpower courage test.
Just say that. Oh, make it
Well, I just
complicated,
fucking did.
goodbye. There we go. I got a 15.
You got a 15. That's a pass. Do you want to make one for the lads
Crew.
as well? They have the same
Can they-
willpower as you, but they don't have the courage focus. So just click your willpower.
I got a 13. They got
That's a pass.
literally the same as me then.
Yep, that's
You
a
know,
pass.
minus the focus. Okay. So we're okay to act now.
Yes, you are.
From the position of the bat and everything, could everyone circle around it and just beat it to death?
Well, no, because it's just coming through a door. It hasn't like literally burst in. You're holding the door on one side. The door's gone in. It's
Okay,
kind
I
of
would like to make a
lurking
stunt
through.
test.
Yes. What would you
I'm
like to
looking
try?
at this. I'm looking for the. I think it's a grapple stunt.
It might be a skirmish stunt if you're going to do what I think you're going to do. Describe what you're going to do, and I'll tell you.
I was thinking about like just making like a stunt to maybe like takedown sounds good.
Just
They
describe what you want to do, and I'll tell you how.
maybe grab it and then shove it to the ground so it can't really like grab it, bring it into the room, and then like pin it on the ground, I guess.
Okay, so that's 2 separate stunts you're trying there. One's a skirmish, and one is a knockdown.
Like grapple or takedown.
Yeah.
I guess.
So, pick which one of those 2 you'd like to try.
Actually, no, I don't want to try that. I want to do hinder because that reduces damage.
Okay.
So, can I grapple it and then use? Can I do my stunt test to hinder it?
Right.
Which would require
The
a
wa-
grapple, I guess.
The way a stunt action works is you sacrifice doing damage, and instead you get 2 stunt points. Right.
Okay, that's fine.
So you can only use up to 2 stunt points unless you generate stunts normally, in which case you get however many stunt points you generated plus 2. So essentially
Good thing
you need...
grapple is 1 point and hinder is 1 point.
Well, there you go. Give it a go then.
Okay. I'd do a melee attack for grapple, wouldn't I?
Yes. You
Yes.
but it's a stunt test. How do I do it? Sorry.
Just
Same,
just run.
exactly the same. Forget that it's a stunt test. You do it exactly the same as a normal attack. All that happens is you don't generate damage. You do the stunts instead. Okay, so
there
that's a
you go, I got
6 you've just
15.
rolled then. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
1 point in the
But
complications
it
pool.
didn't generate stunts though.
It didn't, but you get 2 stunt points because you did a stunt action.
Oh, that's sneaky. I like it.
Literally what I've already just described.
Push your head out.
So, describe what you're doing.
This thing's gonna come through the door, and immediately I'm just gonna charge at it, grab it by its weird bat legs, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, maybe like go back to my days of watching WWE, and, like, get around its back, get around the back, hinder its wings by that kind of thing.
Well, thank you for that detailed description. So, as it comes through the door, you grab its legs, lift it over the top of your head so that it's upside down, which is it's a bat,
And
so
his
it's
name
probably.
is Greg Bishop.
And then you
the crowd
you
goes
drop
wild.
it, and it lands on the ground. It is now knocked down and hindered. You said was the other thing you wanted to do. So I'll hinder
Yes,
it.
so its damage will be reduced by 2 on the next attack.
Yep, brilliant. Okay, so it's a little bit stunned by the fact that you've just like wrestled it essentially. Not a big fan of American wrestling this combat. Never seen it before. Didn't see that coming at all. Okay, so what would your mob like to do?
I will actually point out as well, with grapple, it says you and the target both take a -2 to defense until the beginning of your next turn.
That's a very good point. I'd forgotten that you do as well. So,
So
I'll bear that
the
in
mob
mind.
is going to beat the living shit out of it
Beat
now.
the shit out of it. Okay, well, you've pulled it into the room with the stunt. So roll a d6, and that's how many of the mob are going to attack it this round.
6.
3. Okay, make 3 attacks, please. So that is 3d6, and they're not great fighters, so it's just 3d6. They need 11 or better, so that's 1 hit out of 3. So they all pile in and start kicking it with their
Would,
steel cap boots and
I mean,
whacking it with. Go on.
They would be out? It would be outnumbered.
Good point.
A bit.
So that
and
12.
I don't know if they would get to aim at all.
Yeah, I don't see why not. So that 8 becomes a 9 from the aim, then a 10, 11, 12. It's a hit. In fact, everybody's hit because you're quite right. You've piled in, you've outnumbered them. It's already suffering a penalty. It's prone, and they're outnumbered. So yeah, go ahead. They're all 3 hits.
Sick.
They are doing damage with an improvised weapon. So let me just have a look at the improvised weapon. I think it's
I don't have
1d6 plus 1 plus strength, and their strength is all 2s.
Okay.
I,
So 1d6 plus 1 plus 2.
yes, that's correct.
9 damage, 5 damage, and then another 9.
So that's 9 becomes 6, 5 becomes 2, 9 becomes 6, and 12, that's 14 damage in total as they all just pile in and beat this poor defenseless combat to death. as you like drop it on the ground behind you and drop down on it, they all pile in. Somebody kicks it in the side of the head, somebody else stomps down on its stomach as it kind of flexes up, somebody else just jumps and lands his entire weight on its head, and he feels its head fracture under the blow. And this is going to come as no surprise to anyone, but the API for that isn't working, so you've still got a graphic of a live combat, but it's dead. So
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
it's very dead. Let me
Go
just
on,
see
lads.
if I can fix. So it'd be exclamation mark aura to try and call the control panel up for that. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. I didn't get a response. The API scripts aren't running. Does that surprise anyone else?
No.
No. not at all.
No.
Okay, give me a second to just pop out and fix that. So that's exit game. And Pandora's Way, Apocalypse Age. And settings. API scripts. It says here they're running. But I'm going to restart it anyway.
Yeah.
Been running away.
Remember,
Okay.
if you're enjoying this series and you would like to send us some fan art or questions, you can use dh9radio@mail.com.
You can indeed. That's dh9radio
personally-
at mail.com. Yep, go ahead.
I personally would love to see fan art of a bunch of oil workers beating the living shit out of each other.
Indeed so. Okay, that should be the API scripts activated. So let me just... It won't let me back in. Ah, there we go.
Banned from his own game.
Well, given the technical issues so far today, that too would not surprise me. Okay, so that combat is still not dead. So...
Do you want us to stomp on it a bit more? Make sure.
No, I want this bloody thing to work is what I want. Or...
And I want £1 million, but we don't always get what we want.
There we go. Okay, so why are you not dead yet?
Not that old.
There we go, it's dead now.
It's just went green for me.
Yeah. We've got the
Really?
helping.
Have you killed
Yeah.
the correct combat there?
Yes, no.
No. Yes, no.
No, sodding haven't. Which means the one that I just described as dead is not actually... Oh, fuck it, yes it is.
To be fair, Dylan goes next, and that would be the rest of the guys. So if it's still alive, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're going to kill it now anyways.
Okay, so what's happened is you've broken its... that's not the result of... Fucking hell. Right. Okay, so the guy that jumped on his head thinks he's killed it and then notices he hasn't. He's just broken his jaw. So it's going to struggle to bite a bit now, but it is still active if a bit blurry. So it's Dylan to go next.
Right. Apparently, I was playing Dylan, and I
Apparently
don't
so.
remember. What do I actually roll for him then? Is it?
It's just 3d6. He's not a trained
3d6.
fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got
Okay.
no
I will-
bonuses to
I-
hit.
Just to mention, because I reread it, it's still got that -2 until the end of my turn, or the beginning of my turn.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Erin Dylan has hit
All right.
that combat because it's prone, remember, and it's vastly outnumbered. He was using a sledgehammer, if I remember rightly, so that is 2d6 plus 1 plus his strength, which is 2.
Okay, 2d6 plus 3 then.
Yep.
10.
Ooh.
Okay,
a lot of damage.
so he's whacked it quite heavily around the side of the head. Thwang, ow. the thing sort of hisses at him, and it's it to go next. So it's going to hiss at him and try and kill him. So, yeah, let me...
It is hindered, so it gets a -2 to its
It's-
damage.
It's not hindered.
No, it is. The stun thing, remember?
Fighting this one.
We're not talking about the one you're fighting.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, he's
No.
in the group with
Oh, it's
Me.
combat 2, that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have to reopen the combat stats because they're closed when. So then, that was a bit high pitched. Sorry about that.
It was.
So then,
I'm deaf now. Yeah.
sorry about that, folks. So this one's going to attempt to kill Dylan, and it has it's hit him. It hasn't generated any stunts though, so it's not going to do that much damage. Dylan takes. Okay,
7.
that's
Dylan.
5. Okay, I'm just recording Dylan here. Okay, so it's bitten Dylan in the shoulder. He's screaming in pain. He's losing quite a lot of blood, but he's going to be okay. It's now the hindered combat, the one that you're fighting over at the other site. This one here. So it's at -2 to hit you, I believe.
No, it's a -2 to its damage roll.
-2 to its damage roll. Okay, it's going to attempt a claw on one of the random oil workers.
I imagine that's a hit.
That is a hit indeed. Yep, so it's -2 damage from this. Ah,
Oh,
okay.
fucking hell.
That's 9. So one of the oil workers has gone down. He's not dead, but he's screaming in pain. He's very, very badly injured because the thing's just sliced him right across the stomach. He's got deep gouges, not quite enough to disembowel him, but he's collapsed to the ground. He's coughing blood. He's in a bad way.
So that's another one to be medevaced out then.
That's another one that's going to need medevacing out. Yeah. So, Erin.
Which one? What was his name?
Dave. Let's call him Dave, shall we?
Dave, no.
Okay. Erin, you to go. What would you like to do?
Okay, because I've got the emergency care talent, I can do first aid as a minor action. Who looks the most badly hurt out of Anthony and Dylan?
Chris, how badly hurt is Anthony?
17 health out of 28.
Okay, so probably Anthony, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about 6 2/3, to be honest.
Would I be able to actually do first aid in this situation, though? Even though it's a minor
yes, if you left one person holding the thing and in the grate and then dragged somebody out. Ben, is that right for your hit points? I've just dragged you off your character sheet. It says you only have 12 left.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm quite injured. I took a hit for someone.
That's fine as long as I know there's not been yet another error. I'm happy with that.
Okay, well, if I have to drag anybody out, I'll not do that. I'll just attack the bat instead. Right, so...
Very Harlequin of you.
That was a shit roll.
Let's just have a look at what you got. You got a 8. So let's just calculate that, shall we? It's on the ground, so it's at -1. So that's 9 you got. It's outnumbered. There are 2 other people, 9, 10, 11. It's a miss. Even with it half pinned and lying on the ground, you've still missed.
And you couldn't aim, no?
Yes, you could have aimed.
Yeah, I think it doesn't come up as an option for it, so I kind of forgot about that.
Okay,
So you will get a 12 if you aimed.
Okay, well, I will allow you to. I know technically you should have told me, but I'm going to allow it. What I would suggest, if it's not coming up as an option, go into the character sheet. Will have a cog in it.
Yeah.
And you can set it to prompt you if you want to.
I usually switch it to toggle.
I usually switch it to toggle, but if you're having trouble remembering it's there, sometimes a prompt is better. But anyway, we'll call that a hit then, since I'm going to allow you to have aimed.
Okay, thank you. Don't do very much damage, but that's crap.
3 damage. Okay, so what did you hit it with?
Hammer.
Oh, toffee hammer, was it? So you strike it with the hammer and it just shrugs the blow off. Its toughened skin, it just hisses angrily at you. You're going to be its target this round.
Oh, great.
It's
Your
decided.
bonus for your hammer wasn't added, by the way.
The damage bonus, do you mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've just got it down as 1d6. What would the bonus be?
Now, what type of hammer is yours? It might not be a Geet Huge.
No, it's not. It's just like your standard.
hand
sort
hammer.
of-
It's just a claw hammer. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
a claw hammer, so it's an improvised standard weapon, so it's D6 plus strength.
'Cause
Okay.
I didn't bring my other weapons.
No.
I'm stupid.
Well, I'm not sure you can turn up for work at the Coast Guard and go, I'm just bringing some weapons I stole from a museum.
Like, that was you. Oh.
Sorry, you what now? Nothing. Just loading these stolen medieval weapons. Okay, so that was Anthony Burr next to go. What would you like to do, Chris?
Okay. As a minor action, can I put my feet up on its face ready to squish it?
Taking a rest.
That sounds to me like it would be an attack.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
So that would be a major action, not a minor one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you
Stomp on it.
yeah
Use
you,
my body, my strength to just attack.
okay, yeah, give it a kick to the face if you like.
What is that? Dexterity to move, fighting, or
That would be
Okay.
a brawling attack, so that would be so
Fighting
active,
in this game.
fighting, brawling.
damn it?
That's hold on. It's prone, so that's a 9. It's got 2 other opponents. That's a 10 and 11. You've still missed it, narrowly
I still
missed
have
it.
it grappled, don't I?
Sorry.
I still have it grappled, don't I?
I'm
I've not done a strength check yet for a
I
while.
mean, from the description of the various attacks you've been making, I'm struggling to see how you could keep. No, okay, no, I'll allow it. In which case, if you've got it grappled as well, that's a hit. So a kick is D3 plus your strength.
It's not just really a kick; it's like using my force of my body. But I'll try and do that.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll say D6 minus 1 plus your strength. Then.
Okay. -4, so that's 2. D6.
Okay, so that's unfortunately not leveraged much against it. It's managed to kind of wriggle away from your attempt to sort of force its head back into the grill with your feet. Its toughness has allowed it to shrug that off.
Because of my movement, I guess it gets a chance to see if it's still grappled as well.
Yep. If you would both like to make strength might tests, please. So you're going to need to beat a 14 to keep it. You've still got it grappled, so it's still at -2 and -2 damage if it manages to land a blow as well. So, Jeremy Halford, anything you would like to do, or are you just waiting for these guys to finish fueling?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the thing to just keep going.
Okay, so you can see that they've got the fuel line attached now, so they're now over there with the fuel line
Is
plugged
there
into the
anything I
helicopter.
can do?
Actually, he'll be over there pumping it. Yeah.
Is there anything I can do to actually aid? Just speed the process up.
Probably. Let me just think. Yeah, there are certain settings you can have ready, so I will say that once it's fueled, you're ready to go, whereas normally it would be 2 rounds after it's fueled.
Okay.
So I'll say that you're getting all the
That's the
settings ready.
intention.
Yeah.
Getting it prepped, do the pre-flight check, etc.
Yep, you're running through the pre-flight check, getting everything absolutely ready so that once they say it's fueled, you should be able to start it up straight away, ready to go with no delay. So, fueling the helicopter, that's the guys have now got it locked in, and you hear one yell to the other one, you see him pull this huge lever with all his might, and you'll not hear it over the storm, but the fuel is now chugging through the fuel lines and into the helicopter. And Greg B. and your mob of thugs, what would you like to do?
Greggy B. I don't know. Do you think I should try and do the exact same thing I did before? Or do you think I should attack it? How's it looking?
It is, well, it's got a yellow band around it, so it's looking pretty bad.
I suppose, is it still on the floor? Is it still... I don't know if I grappled it, I don't remember. Did I grapple it?
You didn't grapple it, no, but you hindered it. The hinder will come off on its round on its action this round, but it is still on the floor at the moment.
Okay. Well, I guess me and the mob will all stomp on it. Well, hit it with the weapons.
Okay, make an attack for yourself first, then roll d6, see how many of your guys get in on the action this round.
I will be aiming, so that would be a 14.
Okay then, that is... sorry, I've just added a
You
thingy
get
point
+1
I
for
shouldn't
it
have done.
being on the floor.
You do, yeah.
So then
you've,
it would be 15 then.
yeah, you've hit it.
Cool. Okay. Let's... What weapon? I don't actually have any weapons listed down.
I don't
So-
think you had one, did you? Or had you grabbed an improvised weapon off somebody?
You said everyone had a weapon.
Okay,
Like
so it's
everyone in the mob.
improvised weapon is D6 minus 1 plus your strength.
-1.
Yep.
Plus my strength, which is 2 or 3. 3. 8. Maximum damage.
Okay, 8
Greg, be
damage,
on the
that's
mic.
5,
Eating
6,
Greg's
7,
all
8, that's
day.
5, yeah. So, describe how you are beating it
Wow.
up. It's still alive. Just give me a bit of a description on the...
Seeing it hurt my fellow crewmate like that, else. Wait, it did. It was that one that hurt Dave, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Seeing it hurt Dave like that, I'll yell, "Dave, no!" And then my eyes will glow red with fury, and I'll just start hitting it with whatever I have.
Right, so you start wailing on it with your improvised weapon, probably a wrench. So you're whacking it with the wrench. It's getting increasingly annoyed at you, so when its turn comes around, it will attack you. It is...
And the mob.
And the mob, yes. 2 of the mob
Oh.
get to attack this round, so make a D6 attack. They'll get +2 because they're actually they get +3.
Okay. So there's
That's a 6,
fuck's
so that's
sake.
9, that's a fail.
Steven.
Yes, Stephen has failed. And +3 on there is 14, that's a hit.
And that was D6 plus 2 damage, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
6 damage from Kyle.
Nice one. So he smacks it around the head with his own piece of pipe, repeatedly smacking it in the nose. It's kind of shrugging most of it off, but he gets one blow just above its temple, which seems to have given it pause for thought. So Dylan, over at where you are trying to hold this one in a cage.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, I guess he's just gonna try and
Give it a
test it
smack.
again. 3d6. Oh my god!
Take it from that. That's not
Not
good.
great.
No, that's not great, is it?
Roll a 6. Not even if you added 4 plus
No.
1 plus no. It that's not going to hit.
No, that's definitely not. So he's just Dylan is still kind of a bit stunned from the previous attack. He's kind of slashing wildly at it with his improvised weapon, with his big mail hammer. It's not even coming anywhere close to it. So combat 2, which I believe is the one Dylan has just failed miserably to hit. And I'd already said it was going to attack somebody this round, hadn't I? Who's it going to attack?
Not me.
Or is wait a minute,
Chris, I think it was.
is combat 2 the southern one or the
No,
northern one?
Combat 2's the one down there because I made that mistake. Remember?
That's right, yes, okay. So Chris, you said, is the target this round. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Chris.
I think
Hey.
it had said Chris as well. So Chris, this one is going to attempt to rip your throat out with its claws. That's a 15 to hit. What is Anthony's defense?
11 plus
11.
1.
Okay, so it's slashed him across the... Remembering it gets -2 because you're still holding it. That's down to 13. So you are currently on 11. That's a hit. It slashed you across the side of the neck for 7 points of damage. So take 7 points of damage, but remember to reduce that by 1 for the equipment you're wearing and by
Toughness.
your toughness as well. Yeah.
Is it also held and hindered though?
It is held and hindered, that's right. Oh, sorry, there's another 2 damage off that. Add 2 of those health points back on.
I'm on 14.
So I remembered to take its penalty to hit, forgot to take its penalty for damage. So the other combat, which I think is also hindered, if I remember rightly. Oh no, that was
that's
that
only
was
for one round.
last round, wasn't it? And I've not taken
Yes.
the hindering off, so let me just remove that. Is going to stand up, is the first thing it's going to do. And try and kill Greg, is the second thing it's going to do. So it angrily hisses at you and then slashes with its claws. 16, 3 points of stunts. That's a
Well, it's hit.
definite hit. And for 3 points of stunts, it is going to do something horrible to you. Let me just
I
decide.
might actually die. Right. Or I
Yeah.
might go down at least.
Well, it's going to do an extra dice of damage to you. And knock you
Quite
back.
possible. If it rolls well, I'm done.
Okay,
Let's
so
hope
this
it
is the
rolls
base
badly.
damage before I add the extra dice. So it's 6.
And that would be reduced by quite a bit.
Yeah, hang on a second.
It would be
till I
reduced
add
by
the-
4, so
Well, it does an extra 4, so it's 10 damage the hit, did you?
6 would go through then.
Yes,
That's
6
okay.
would go through.
I've only lost half of my current.
Ooh, right, okay. So this badly damaged combat has savagely slashed at you with its claws. It's rendered large chunks of flesh away from you. The other bloke that was injured earlier is still coughing out blood on the floor. 2 of your mob are still trying to help you beat this thing off. I'm not sure I meant beat it off. Marie, your character doesn't appear to have come up. Are you actually doing anything, or are you just sitting waiting for the helicopter to start?
I'm sitting waiting for the helicopter to depart because I've got no fighting skills whatsoever.
Okie dokie. So, Erin.
I could probably shout at it about how poor its diet is and how it should really be taking more care of itself. But that's about that.
You could do. Yeah.
You're going to lifestyle shame it into submission.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's the plan.
Okay, so Erin Black to go then.
Right, why is Chris telling me to hold my action?
I
The
don't
plan
know.
is to get out of the get up the top on my action.
You're gonna do what now?
I'm gonna ungrapple it and then come up the ladder.
Come up the ladder. Well, we need to kill it, or it's gonna get in the way of the helicopter.
Yeah.
Do
So
you think it's still strong enough to come up the ladder? Do you think?
It's not
It's
a
not
ladder.
a ladder, it's a set of stairs, well, it's a
Stairs,
ramp
sorry.
actually,
the
isn't it?
stairs, yeah, or whatever, yeah.
Can I just
It stays inside a
interject
cage.
here and
Yeah.
remind you all that this is a combat, so it can fly.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it gets out of
Words.
that cage, it gains its flight
Yeah.
advantage again.
Do what you think's best then.
Well, it's near death,
It is very.
and I
near
know
death.
I've been rolling shit, but I'm
So-
still gonna try and smash its head in.
Right, you are.
Okay.
So you rush in with your toffee hammer and attempt to break its tooth. Go ahead.
Look, if it gets really bad, I can still heal you on a minor action, right? So,
Yes, good point, because
You'll
you're a
be-
medical
you'll be
technician. Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Okay, so you give it a bit of a cold with the flapping your toffee hammer in its face.
Even with all your bonuses, is that still a miss?
You hear the squeaking from the hammer.
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12. No, it's not. It's only going to be 12. The maximum you could ever get would be +4
Yeah.
in this situation.
Yeah,
It's not
and
gonna
you-
hit.
You
Every single roll.
Anyway,
has been too low. Yeah. So, Chris, you to go. What would you like to do?
The pole was good, so I'm gonna use the pole again.
Okay, go for it.
Pipe, sorry.
So, with 4 stunned points, you distract the thing with one movement, and then bang it across the side of the head with the bit of pipe that you've got. Go ahead and roll the damage.
I'm just looking at the attacks 1 second.
Yep, no problem.
Excuse me.
Okay. I'm gonna use adrenaline rush to gain some health back.
Okay, yeah. So it gets you 4 health back temporarily.
Nice.
I'm gonna do the attack, and then I'm gonna use blockade, which is my power.
Yes.
I can do 6. Okay, let me do the attack.
Yeah. 13 damage, right. So you bring the huge 2-handed hammer down on the creature's head and fracture its skull, killing it outright.
Yes!
And
Finally.
I use my blockade to get out of that area.
Okay.
Erin. 6 meters, I think, 6 feet.
6 meters, 6 squares. Yep, go ahead. So you start dashing out of the way as the staircase is now cleared, except for a rather pulped, bloodied combat which is lying in the middle of it. Excuse me. Jeremy Halford to go next.
I only got to use blockade.
Helicopter.
Yep, staying on the helicopter. So the team have now almost finished fueling the helicopter. They are getting there. It is Greg. What would you like to do?
I am able to attack and then move, aren't I?
Oh, yes.
I'm really tempted to do another stun thing.
Okay.
To try and hinder it again.
Okay, go for it.
Can I? What was the stun I did before?
Hinder and...
Grapple.
no, it wasn't grapple. Knock
No,
prone.
it was grapple.
Prone.
It was knock prone.
No, it was... What?
It
No,
wa-
I use grapple because it gets a -2... It gets a -2 defense. That's what I used.
How many points does a grapple?
1.
Right, okay.
I used 1 point in grapple and 1 point in hinder. I'll do that again.
Okay.
Yes. And no.
Nope, no good. So, you
Do
attempt...
bonuses apply to that?
Yes, but you're not going to get enough to get
You're
it
not
over your
gonna get
target
enough
number.
from there, no.
Okay, so you attempt to grapple the combat and bring it low. However, it's ready for you this time. It's starting to get the hang of the way this funny canopy fights back.
Am
So
I able to move?
Yes,
At
you're able to
range,
move.
yeah.
Yeah, then I'll move out of range to not get murdered this round.
Okay, you pull back in the hopes that your mob will save you. The
Oh
mob,
yeah, speaking of the mob.
the mob can roll
Roll a
d6.
dice.
See how many of them attack this round.
6.
Oh,
Shit. Right. Okay. So
and do.
even the injured guy's getting in on the action this time. He's like, "Oh, dare he kick!" Right. Make 6 attacks.
1,
Hit.
2,
Hit.
3,
Hit.
4,
Hit.
5,
Hit.
6.
And hit.
Right, okay. The fourth one scored stunt points too.
Oh dear. Yes, he did. Well, let's do the damage for everybody first.
So that's 6 lots of 1d6
Well,
plus 2.
let's start with the first 3 before we get to the stun. Yes, so that's right. So it's 3 lots of 1d6 plus 2.
3.
Oh,
Wow.
fuck off. Did you just roll 3 6? That's 3, 6, 9 gets through. Oh, dear. Right, okay.
And another one.
So one of them kicks it in the stomach as it goes over. The next one brings a pipe down across the back of its head. It looks up and hisses at him just as the third guy punches it full in the face. The fourth guy, this is the one that's done the stunts. So he's hit and got 2 points of stunts. What would you like to do?
Just looking at what he would like to do.
You could add an extra dice for that.
He could. How many points did he get?
Well spotted, Chris. How many points did he get? 2.
Yeah, got 2. Okay. Yeah, I'll do the extra d6.
Actually,
there's
there's only 1,
So,
and that's
so,
not
yeah.
it's not even generated stun stats, so it's doesn't. No, there's nothing to add to the.
Oh, you're talking, Chris.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. Then he did, and that's the extra d6.
So that's 14
Okay.
damage. Is that correct?
Yes, and then these are the other. These are the last 2 that hit him, doing 4
Okay.
and 8 damage respectively.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned the last time it was Ben's turn for the group, and there was a 6 in that as well.
Yeah, but it has to be 6 stunt points.
Oh, okay,
Stunts have
fine.
to have been generated, and
Yeah.
it has to be 6 stunt points that are generated. It's not every time 6 is rolled. It's only under those circumstances. Okay, so the guy who created the stunts has actually killed this thing. So go ahead and describe how he did it.
Well, as the thing injures me and I go to grapple it, but I'm kind of pushed away. I stumble back and I'm like, "Fuck 'em up, lads!" In between coughing up blood, and then the lads, in a roar of fury, they all just charge in and they're hitting it with their weapons. Some of them are kicking, some of them are smacking it across the head, and then that guy who got the stunts, he gets He's my best friend, actually.
Right, okay.
Beating it really hard. He kills it, but the others just keep going.
Yep. Okay, so this thing's now just a bloody pulp on the ground with these big strapping oil workers kicking in what's left of its head, jumping on it, smashing it with hammers and bits of pipe, just beating it to a bloody pulp. That's both of the opponents down, so we're out of combat. As they're kicking it to pieces, eventually this team up here manages to finish fueling the helicopter and clamber in. So
Right.
you've currently got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places taken up in the helicopter.
Okay.
Jeremy's starting it up. Who else is getting in?
I'm gonna radio down there and say I've got a critically injured man. Is there any room in the helicopter for him?
Okay.
Well, the idea was that if a couple of people or one person decides to stay, the injured person can come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me just.
I know, but you guys will have some healthy people.
that's-
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
could
that's
that-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll tell them Jimmy's been knacked by one of the combats. Does anybody want to swap places with him? Because he's going to die otherwise.
I'm gonna use my drive as protector and stay.
You're going to stay behind, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my drive.
Okay. Right you are. So we've got, he takes up 3 spaces, they crew, so they take up none. That's 3, 6, 9 out of 11. So you've got an injured guy. 2 guys escort him up there. Here is the problem. That would mean you couldn't get everybody on, but Anthony's staying behind. So you can just about get everybody away as long as Anthony stays behind and Greg stays behind. Greg, you're also critically injured, though.
I said I'd stay behind. I'm not gonna go back on my word.
Okie dokie. So what I need you to do now is the guys who realise that they're about to be left behind and possibly die a horrible death as a consequence.
They already knew that, though. That
Yeah.
was.
Yes,
you know,
but
part of the deal.
they knew that as a kind of, what's the term I'm looking for?
They were in a safe room at the
Abstract
time.
concept.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Abstract concept. They were in a safe room at a time. Now they
Reality now.
now they realise the reality of it. We're going to need to see how many of them decide. Fuck that. So, how
Then
many? Sorry, go on.
Anthony's going to stand on the ramp with a pipe.
Yeah, I mean, you can do.
Someone heal me before you run away. We have a doctor, don't we?
Well, actually, I was going to say I can quickly do some first aid on anybody who needs it.
Go for it.
If they're near the helicopter, I can do the first aid.
I mean, yeah, you can
I
get.
can stumble on up. I've got 6 health left.
Okay, you can get on the helicopter if you want to. So,
Yep.
and you can patch them up then. So go ahead and
I
make a
am a
roll.
winchman. If I'm strong enough, can I not just hang off the helicopter?
There is a storm going on.
That wouldn't be a good
You're
idea.
going to strap yourself on to the underside of the helicopter and spin around.
You've watched too many James Bond films, mate.
Get a really, really big roll of gaffer tape. You could wrap it right the way around the helicopter.
Yeah, we'll go
flex.
combat fishing.
Yeah.
It's complex.
Live bait hanging down.
Yeah.
Right, guys, who's first for healing?
Me.
Okay.
That's that healing spell.
Okay, while you're doing the healing,
Mm-hmm.
wow, that's okay. That's with 4 stunt points, so that's 4 plus your intelligence of 4. That's 8. Chris, you get 8 health back, and Marie, you've got 4 points of stunts you can use there as well.
What stunt table are those on, Brian?
Oh god, I can't remember all the stunt tables.
The wild was green.
It is. Let me just have a look. Stunts. Let's have a look. Can't see that. There they are. So it's not anti-vehicle stunts. Cheers. It's going to have to be exploration. I think is the closest.
I think it should be magic stunts.
Wrong
You get to
game.
roll again. No, you get to roll another healing roll. Fast cast.
Yeah, fast cast. No, it's not going to be fast cast.
I'm only 2 health off my max. So.
Okay, so you're feeling a lot better. Ben, how many guys were actually with you?
6.
No, there was up to 6 could get in. If I'll go and check. It's on. I know a lot of them were killed in the run over here. There was a
No, they
dozen.
weren't.
You
We all
started.
stayed alive.
No,
No
you
one
didn't.
died on the run over here.
Are you sure? Okay.
I'm positive, yeah.
In that case, there's 11. So
I don't think there was. Jesus, I don't remember there being that many of us. Fucking hell. Okay.
there was quite a few. Anyway, the problem isn't just that. The problem is that like word has gotten out that the helicopter's powering up. You can see people from some of the closer buildings who think they've got a chance come out and rush for the helipad. So you've now got a mob of people approaching who are going to desperately try and get onto the helipad. Ben, can you give me a communications leadership test, please?
And
then tell me what you're going to say. Yep.
Am I able to do like those people who were staying with me and who are like okay with staying behind? Could I get them on my side? Like, can you help me calm down the mob?
Well,
And then we can
we're
kind of
trying to
form like
find
a-
out how many of them are still on your side. That's what I need the roll for.
I see. That's
So-
very smart.
We can do that once we know
13.
how many of them. You've got 13. Right, okay, that's not a bad roll. I'm going to say... Right, there's 2 of them are wanting to run for the helicopter, but the others managed to restrain them. You can now use your mob to help you try and stop the other mob that's coming from the nearby things. Right.
How big is the other mob compared to my mob?
Very similar size. They're slightly bigger.
I'll just simply tell them that, we've all volunteered to stay behind for the greater good.
The greater
But
good.
it's
Yeah,
not all exactly for the greater good. But the helicopter's coming back anyway. I've became great friends with the crew, and they have assured me, and I've assured everyone else on my word, on my honour, that the helicopter's coming back for you all, lads. I volunteered to stay back.
Okay.
So, if that's anything to stand by.
That's worth a communications persuasion test or leadership test. Either of those.
I have neither.
Okay, just communications. Then.
Oh,
shit.
no.
Right.
Oh, no.
Right, you hear somebody go, "Fuck that! You want to stay here? You stay here!" And like something comes hurtling over from their lads and hits one of your lads. At which point, a massive punch-up breaks out. Meanwhile,
And then the background music kicks in.
Meanwhile,
It's
the
Kaiser Chiefs.
You know all that I
I predict
said.
a riot.
You know all that I said.
yeah.
That was all said in my head. What actually came out was, "Fuck off. We're going first."
Well, basically, you're trying to make that impassioned speech, but between the sounds of the helicopter powering up, the storm, a lot of it is just not everybody's hearing it. And when the guy at the front goes, "If you want to stay, you fucking stay," and then throws something at you, just this massive brawl breaks out between the two groups. Nobody's entirely sure what's going on. Their group can't figure out why you're trying to stop them surviving. There's just like fists and feet going everywhere. There's a massive brawl breaks out where you are as you try to hold them off long enough for the helicopter to get away. Meanwhile, those of you at the helicopter, the other casualty and the 2 guys bringing them up have just arrived.
Okay.
So what are you going to do? You've got 1 person too many.
I'm moving to here, and
Yeah.
I've got a little speech to do.
Right? Might want to move a bit further if you want anybody to hear it, because the big fight's going
It's a
on down
speech
here.
for myself and just for dramatic effect.
All right, okay, go for it. Go for it.
Standing at the edge of the helipad, cage stairs, hammer in hand, rain thrashing down, strong winds, lightning in the sky. Shouts, "You shall not pass."
Why did I know that was coming? I knew that was coming.
Okay, so you decide to stay behind and hold that top in case anybody gets through Greg's boys. Meanwhile, the helicopter pilot slides into her seat next to a co-pilot who's already powered the helicopter up, and as the storm is lashing the entire oil rig, you try to get the aircraft safely off the ground.
I'm scared.
As well, you might be. So, it's difficult to get a helicopter safely off the ground in this weather, but it's not impossible. So, with that in mind, do please go ahead and make a piloting test. I think it's dexterity piloting.
It is, and I get a +1 because of my skill.
Can I just stop everyone and point out? Don't we have a second pilot?
You have a co-pilot. It's
Yeah. Are they on the helicopter with her?
yes,
Yep.
it's Sean. Yeah.
Yep. Can we in some way get Jenny a bonus for the co-pilot?
Yes, you can cooperate, which means you both make a piloting roll and we take the better roll.
There you go.
Bearing in mind, I can also re-roll if I fail, but I get a +1 anyway.
Oh, right, okay.
Did I actually press that?
Oh, I don't think you need to.
Ooh, so 19. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
we both got 19.
So, yeah. So both of you are on the ball. That you've discovered that all you need in life to make you successful at your skills is for it to be a life or death situation with alien monsters crawling all over the place.
Does that count the 4 stunt dice then?
In
That situation, if
yes.
it's a combined task, so that would be a 20 in total.
Sorry, wait a minute. What, I just need to double check. What do you mean by?
Do you mean because I get a +1?
You
Yeah.
get a +1, so that would make you 19.
Yeah.
But you got a 3 on stunt dice. I rolled a 19 without any bonus on top of mine, but
Yeah.
a 4 on the stunt dice.
It doesn't matter because you didn't get stunts.
Oh, right, okay.
Aye.
I just
Yeah.
thought it was. I thought it was a role that we were taking. You know, like a cooperative task.
It's a cooperative roll, which means you take the highest of the two options, and if stunt points are generated by either person, you use the highest stunt dice of the two.
Right.
Right. You don't count it as part of the total. Right?
That's
Okay,
correct.
yeah.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you've both succeeded, so you managed to get the helicopter off the ground. It's up into the air. The air starts whipping around the helicopter. The turbulence is horrific, but you're used to this. You've done a lot of air sea rescues before, and between the two of you, there's a lot to concentrate on in flying a helicopter, and under these circumstances, it's difficult to keep your eye on everything, but your co-pilot is right on the ball, right there with you. The helicopter takes off, circles round, and starts to make its way off towards the safety of land. So I need to, because this is also an advanced test, I do need to add the results of both stunt dice. I think this might be what was confusing us earlier, because this is an advanced roll, so
Right.
you add the 4 and the 3 into the success pool. That's maybe what you were thinking of, Sean, and what I wasn't quite.
Yeah, yeah.
quite
Do we need a
grappling.
navigation test at this point?
You will need a navigation test, because once you're out of sight of the oil rig, it's just black for a long, long way. There's the storm. The storm's turned the sky that odd pinkish purple that you saw on the day of the event. So you have a total of 7 success points at the moment. Give me a navigation test, Sean, please. This is a simple test, so it's just pass or fail.
Nice.
Passed. Okay, so as you are starting to get a little bit confused, because not only can you not see where you're going, but some of the instruments are responding very, very oddly. Nonetheless, Jeremy is pretty sure he's got this nailed, and he certainly has. Give me both a piloting test, please.
Okay.
Once you get to 15, you'll be safe. So,
18.
okay, that's an 18, which is a pass, and adds 6 to the success pool, taking it up to 13. Jeremy's also passed, so he can add his, so that's 14. Okay, so you're still being battered by the storm, but the turbulence is nowhere near as bad as it was. Up ahead, you can see the lights of the mainland, and you realise that you're approaching the UK coastline again. Just as you're thinking that everything is about to go fine, the storm stops. It doesn't blow itself out. It just stops, like nothing you've ever seen before. Looking around confused, you realise that The rift above the North Sea is closed, and it seems to have just sucked the turbulence back through as it did. Creatures are still in the distance, but because you were heavily fighting the storm, and suddenly the resistance is gone.
Shit.
Yeah, you start to get warning lights and all kinds on your helicopter dashboard, because you're now sort of struggling against a resistance that's no longer there. So, give me another piloting roll, everybody.
Everybody, or just us?
Oh, well, just you.
Right, I can re-roll.
Okay,
I've got
so
my
you
Reroll that. Reroll that.
Re-roll. Okay, please be better.
You-
Did that roll?
your target number's 15, so
I don't think that rolled.
it hasn't.
Hang on.
It hasn't
You got a
really.
14 plus your 1, so you got a 15.
That's me.
That's
Right, it's,
that's
sorry.
Sean.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Right, can
I'm
I
glad I didn't get on the plane.
Okay,
can
so
I use a conviction point to pass this, please?
yes,
Did,
No.
did the 14 roll pass?
the 14 roll didn't pass. It was 15 you needed.
Right. So in that particular case, you've rolled twice there. But can I use a conviction point?
Yes. Yeah.
I
Oh,
have one.
Okay.
Yes, you can. So you
Right,
burn
okay.
your conviction point, and as the helicopter begins to drop like a stone, as it banks sideways, the engines turn off. The helicopter begins hurtling towards the coast. You're desperately trying to get the things back on. You're flicking switches and restarting everything you can when the co-pilot finally manages to wrestle the helicopter back under control. And you just, as the engines kick back in, you're just starting to limp in over the British coastline now. You can hear the
Jesus.
radio traffic from your Coast Guard station. Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember the call sign we gave your helicopter, but anyway, you can hear them. It's breaking up a little bit. You can also hear a lot of other radio traffic, which is kind of jamming up the lines a little bit. You can hear people going, "Did anybody see that? The storms just disappeared."
Yeah.
And we say this is Whiskey Victor Echo, Sierra Hotel, Indigo Tango, Oklahoma Ulysses, Romeo, Pandora, Alpha, Navigation, Tango,
Have
S.
you suffered some kind of head injury?
We've shit our pants.
This is air
On
traffic
where?
control at Coast Guard Rescue Station, whatever it is. You are on a safe approach. You might want to just increase your height by about 100 meters. Come in a little bit slowly. You just want to throttle back a little bit. Okay,
They're
that's
telling us how to fly now. They're telling us how to
essentially, yeah. Okay, that's it. You have a gentle crosswind from the northeast. We should be able to put down on the helipad without too much difficulty. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm just glad that's still
and
alive.
then we both fail the landing roll. Everybody dies.
Well, we're about to
might have
find
to
out.
go back out again.
Yeah. Well, the storm's gone now, though, so it's not such a big deal now.
Okay.
Okay, try and make a piloting test of 11 to bring the helicopter down, because the storm's...
I was going to say, watch
No.
this.
16. Phew.
Okay. So the helicopter comes to a fairly gentle land on the Coast Guard Station's helipad, and almost within moments your medical team's got the two casualties out on the gurney, racing them across the tarmac. Everybody else is kind of staggering out, just like desperately pleased they got home. You can hear the radio chatter still in your helmet, welcoming you back and telling you to get cleaned up and then come in and give a report on what happened. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna say I need to head back out there. There's still people that need bringing back. And some of them are injured.
Did you say we have more casualties on the rig?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, one moment. Then you hear like...
Remember?
Sorry? Chris, say again?
And a team member.
Yes, that's a very good point. We kind of left Anthony behind. Didn't mean to, but you know. Yeah. Meanwhile, back on the oil rig, the fight kind of peters out once they see the helicopter go off. But you do see there are a couple of people pointing at Greg going, "You said they wouldn't leave without us." And two other guys are like...
I said that. I said they'd come back.
There's quite a lot of confusion because nobody was really hearing you properly. Some people didn't hear you say anything at all because they were at the back. Some people misheard. There's now confusion, but there's no actual fight breaking out. Okay, so
I'll just reiterate what I said before. You know, they're coming back. The storm's gone now, so they've got no reason not to come back. Let's just get indoors so we don't get our head bit off by these bats.
as you say that, you see
wait for the rescue.
Yeah, as you see that, you see a big cloud of them take off from where they'd been taking shelter from the worst of the storm and start to look for something to hunt. So, you guys run inside as quickly as you can. Give me a... Actually, no, you're right next to the door, so I'm going to say you've got no problems getting inside. And these combats will go and find some easier pickings, probably some of the men of war.
Is my radio in range to the coast? Like, can I radio back to Erin?
No, your walkie-talkie's only got about 3 mile range.
Is there any way I can get in contact with them, like now?
Yes, if you want to get up to the control room and use the main radio there.
Man.
Or you can...
What I would suggest to you is that you actually all tool up.
Well, I want to take a rest first.
Yeah.
Let's everybody, like all like 40 odd of us.
Yeah.
God, I'm getting an army.
Yeah.
All 40 odd of us will take a breather so we can get our health back. Tend to the wounded, and then I don't know. Maybe we'll go to the control room and I'll tell Erin that there's a mob of bats. So
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe you what?
You could just find me.
Could find you. Why?
I'm still here on the Orig.
Okay.
You want to make this way to cover as well.
Yeah. Do you have seen me from over here?
Yeah, he lives in you. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying I need to get in contact with the crew to tell them that there's a lot more bats than they left.
Okay.
So, to be careful if they are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
When they
Which
come
I hope
back,
they
you
are.
mean, in front of everybody?
Yes, when they come back. Okay, so meanwhile, back on the coast, Erin, you get the guy you were talking to on the headset. He comes back on and says, "Can you just clarify what's caused all the injuries on the?"
God.
Squid. Just
There's
say
some
squid.
kind of creatures that have been
Attack the oil rig.
attacking people.
Okay, just give me a second. You hear him mumbling something to somebody else. He's clearly got his hand over his mic. He's mumbling to somebody else in the room. That seems to go on for an uncomfortably long time before he comes back on. This is due to the fact there are hostiles in the area of the oil rig. We have to inform you that we can't launch another rescue flight.
But there are people that need rescuing.
We appreciate that, but you're not equipped to fend off whatever these creatures were you were describing. We can't send you back into what essentially sounds like a combat zone.
Well, could we get the military to go in, maybe?
One moment. I'm on the fucking phone to the man. You just deal with her and I'll deal with... Hello, yes, flight sergeant. This goes on for a very, very long and uncomfortable time before somebody else comes back on the radio
Okay.
and says, Erin, yes, we've been on to the Royal Air Force. They are scrambling a unit of attack helicopters who will head out to the oil rig and make it safe for the rescue attempt.
And how are they going to make it safe exactly?
Well, I imagine
not-
they're going to kill everything that might not be safe to be around. I should
But-
imagine is the plan.
Yeah, but is their killing of things going to potentially cause harm to the people who are still on the rig?
Well, that's for them to worry about, I'm afraid.
Erin's really tempted to just get in the helicopter and go back herself anyway.
Yeah, it would need fueling up,
I know. That's
and
the thing.
they won't authorize fuel.
I know.
I mean, you could try and talk them into it, but you're going to have to give, or somebody is going to have to give me a good sort of argument. And if I think the argument's good enough,
do you
yes.
mind refilling the helicopter for us?
Well, that would be standard practice in that it's been out on a run.
Yes, that's
Right.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's now got to go for a maintenance check. It's just flown through a storm. That helicopter's probably not going to be certified as airworthy.
Probably not.
We'll have to get
For
in another one.
the mechanics. So we're basically going to have to get out of this helicopter, go get a shower and what have you, and something to eat. At this point, we'll be in,
Oh my
I
god.
suppose, stand down mode, and the adrenaline and the stress and what have you probably have affected us.
I'm
quite
not going to be getting anything to eat or anything like that. I'll be ready to go in another helicopter, right?
God, you know what I'm imagining right now?
Go on then.
I'm imagining like these characters just having a lovely shower, you know, just whistling as the water's going through, and then it cuts back to the oil rig and we're just fighting off hundreds of bats.
Don't worry, Erin isn't going to be doing that. She's going to be bitching until she can get to fly back
La la
out.
la la, lovely warm water.
Yeah,
Cuts back to the oil rig.
The problem is, you haven't slept.
Oh, God, it'll be fine.
You know, basically, we've just fought our way through a storm in a
Yeah,
helicopter.
but the thing is, right, my character would not be willing to leave people die out there because I know how bad it is. So,
Well,
yeah.
the
So I
thing
don't
is,
care.
you fly out there, you take off with another helicopter load of people, and you crash into the sea. You're all going to die.
Yeah, but if they don't go out there, they'll definitely die. Probably.
Okay, well,
Definitely
we'll
Better to die at your
She's already got you all dead at this
We're
point.
doing willpower against Erin so she doesn't go.
I'll be like, look, right, if you don't want to be my co-pilot, I'll find somebody else.
I'm not saying it's not that, but under the regulations, you know it's unsafe to fly without resting. You can't just keep flying.
I can rest later. How many hours have we been flying for and have been at the oil rig for?
while you were at the oil rig, you were doing an awful lot of running, screaming, and fighting. Remember, so that's you've been.
I'll get some energy drinks, that'll do.
You've been
Have a cup of coffee, aye.
the whole thing since
Get
you're.
get yourself a couple of cans of
Yeah.
Red Bull.
I'll have some Red Bull. It gives you wings. Fly there yourself.
Yeah.
In about
Exactly.
10 hours, isn't it?
I'm not saying don't go
Meanwhile,
back and rescue people.
me, a doctor who trained under the British rules, which means I did hospital shifts that were up to 48 hours long, rolls my eyes at the notion that this has been too much for the pilot.
I'll be like, I'm fine, I'll get an energy drink, and I'm saying to them, look, right, you need to let me go back out there. If the military are already scrambling their own helicopters, then there'll be people there to kill the creatures, right? Whilst I'm getting the civilians on board
Hey,
the rescue
Jenny.
helicopter.
Please try and convince the Royal Air Force to let you fly one of their Apaches.
There's no chance.
I don't
The
think that's
problem is we've got a 20-seat passenger capacity helicopter.
Yes.
There's twice that many people on the oil rig.
Yeah. You'd need to do another
Get a
2.
Chinook.
We need
Or can you
two.
can you actually convince the Royal Air Force to send like a Chinook, just to pick everyone up?
As part of the rescue effort, you mean? Well,
Yeah.
possibly.
Can I
Well-
just also point out that without the storm,
Mhm.
if it's the boat, they could send rescue boats.
There is all the monsters in the sea, but it's
Yeah.
possible.
That's the only thing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Well, that's why the Royal Navy has these big scary ships.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
And they do actually have, and I know this because I know people who've been on the rigs. The Royal Navy actually patrol the waters near
Yeah.
oil rigs
Mhm.
as a major line of defence because, you know, obviously they're stuck in the middle of nowhere.
It does have to be said that a T-45 destroyer is going to make short work of most of what's out there.
Yeah.
Depends on what they're sending, though. You know?
Mhm.
I'm just worried they're just going to send attack helicopters and blow the shit out of.
The oil
They
rig.
probably won't, but you know.
It's fine. There's nobody left alive on the oil rig. You mean you got
Here's-
everybody out? No, I mean there's nobody left alive on the oil rig.
Here's another issue.
Uh-huh.
Here's another issue. Your map for the oil rig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That says what? 14.6 tons.
What does? Oh yes, it does.
Is that what it says on the right? So fully laden Chinook is 23 tons
Far too heavy. Yeah.
Mhm.
as a helicopter.
But how-
It would-
but
it
how
would
much
carry
does-
a-
However, can I just give me a second? If there's scramble in the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force, the chances are there's a Royal Air Force carrier in the area, so you would airlift the folks on the oil rig only as far as the ship, and then go
Yeah.
back for the rest.
Yeah.
A destroyer, not a carrier.
Oh,
Hang
you've got
on.
a destroyer.
Yeah, and it'd be
Bryan.
Royal Navy, but yeah. I mean, a destroyer will hold a hell of a lot of people. There's only
Yeah.
62 left on the on the oil
Bryan.
rig. Yes, go ahead.
What helicopter was Erin flying?
Sea King.
Mm.
Okay.
Erin?
King does only hold about 20.
I mean,
Yeah, I say that they ask the Royal Navy where the destroyer is because it'll be much safer to deal with boats now the storm's rescinded. Yeah. So what you do is the RAF, then the Royal Navy
Damn.
scramble to deal with the creatures, and Jenny can
I can help.
evacuate the Jenny can help evacuate the civilians.
would Jenny have the information of? Sorry, I'll let Bryan answer that.
Go on. No, go on.
Would Jenny have the information about the chartered ships in the North Sea at the time?
She could probably get it.
She could see if one of those ships are in the area, and she could maybe do a communication directly to them, going over her superiors.
Well, it's, whether I'd have the authority to do that,
You
like
don't, but I'm saying if you
they wouldn't listen to me.
No, they're not likely to listen to you, but you could always ask the your superiors if they can try it.
Yeah, I'll make the suggestion to them that obviously they're going to be able to go in, deal with these creatures, and rescue a bunch of the people there, but there's no reason why I couldn't also go and, help rescue people. And we need to check to see if they are actually sending the boats
Okay.
as mentioned.
Okay. So, give me a communications persuasion test, please.
God. Not fair.
They are not really paying much attention to you at this point.
Oh, Bryan.
However, they're listening to Jeremy for some reason. Isn't that typical? Woman comes up with an idea,
Yeah.
nobody listens. Man says exactly the same thing. They're like, yeah, okay.
I'm going to be getting really
Brian.
pissed off.
Yeah. Yes, Ben.
So, in the time that it took the helicopter to take off, land, and all this to happen, how long has passed on the oil rig?
I mean, we're into an hour or so.
Because
We're well over an hour now.
wanting, I was wanting to go to the control tower and radio to shore, and then I can like update the Air Force or whatever on the situation. Then maybe they can plan according. At least then they know that there's. I'll say like we've got estimated 60 plus people still alive. So then at least they don't orbital strike the place.
Also,
Don't think it'll be
also
orbital
it's
strike.
yeah, it's probably also worth saying. And we have so many thousands of tons of oil because they care more about that than they care about
There's
people.
60 plus men here. Yeah, but there's loads of bats as well, and there's oil. God, you're right.
We're on the way. We'll be there in an hour.
They probably have the direct connection to Jenny's
Somebody-
state as well.
Somebody very quickly tweet the American administration and they'll be right over to rescue you
Invasion.
and liberate your oil.
Yeah. So just while all that was going on, am I able to get to the control room and just do all that?
Have a very careful think about what you're asking first, and then tell me if you still want to do that way or if you have another idea.
Well, I want to get in contact with the land.
Yep.
And I want to
Your
tell
radio
them that
won't
there's-
reach that far, yes.
which is why I was planning to go to the control room. And I want to tell them that there's loads of men here. Some of them are injured, some of them aren't. They
Well-
all obviously want to get home, and
Okay, no.
I'll relay the situation that there is probably several hundred bats in the air, and they are highly dangerous.
yeah.
They've killed dozens. If possible, could the military come along, deal with the bats, and maybe send one of those big helicopters to lift everyone out at once? Then it would kind of like minimize the chance of us
Just
dying.
let me know when you want me to answer any one of the questions you're asking.
Also,
Just answer them all in one go.
Right, so your first question was, can you get to the... Let's deal with getting there first. So if you're going to want to try and go, are you going on your own? You're taking a load of people.
I mean,
know,
Anthony can come if he likes. Hint, hint.
you know that the larger groups tend to attract people. 2 people should be
Anthony
right.
can go if he likes. Hint, hint.
Chris, I think that's directed at
Yeah,
you. mate.
no, I know. But that is
So,
Would you like to come to the control room?
Where is the control room? Is it that yellow square?
Yep.
Okay, it's not that far
It's
then.
quite far away. No, that's quite far for us. Oh,
Yep, a lot of it's open as well. It's 40 metres.
oh, that one. I thought it was this one. That's fine.
No, that's
not
where
too
you
bad.
started. That's where you started. It's a medical medical facility. Okay,
Oh, that's fine. We can make that.
are you both trying it, or is just one of you trying it?
I think we should both go. Would I have got any health back from that rest, just so I don't immediately die?
Yes, you will get your Constitution plus 10 plus your
13.
level.
Level.
Yeah.
So that'd be 14. So I'm up to 20 HP, almost full.
Okay.
Ooh, not 620. I wish.
Nice try.
Would I have rested then to get my two?
Yes. You'll be fully healed at this
Look at
point.
him wanting his 2 HP.
You're a protector, so I'm going to go first, and you're right behind us.
Okay,
Yep,
go.
that's fine. I'll tell the lads my plan. Like the group that's left behind. I'll tell them the plan. I'll say I'm just going to contact the servers. I'm going to get the military over here. Just sit tight.
Okay, you're going to
Right,
tell them the
right.
plan. Okay, right. Go ahead. Give me a 3d6 roll for the lads, would you please? If they get
Okay.
more than 13, one of them has a suggestion for you.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. So you tell them the plan. You're like, I'm going to go and get to the control room so that we can radio back to... And one of the lads goes, you've got a radio in your hand, mate. And you explain to him, aye, but this radio doesn't have the range to get to the land. And he goes, aye, but it's got the range to get to the control tower, hasn't it?
Yeah, because there's people in there, isn't there?
Oh, there is, isn't there?
Mhm.
Are they still alive? Like, if I test the radio,
You haven't heard from them for a while.
I'll just try and hail them.
Go ahead. Tell me.
Hi, are you still good up there? Over. Wake up. Over. I'll ask around. Say, is anyone else getting this static from the control room?
All the other guys are nodding. Except, give me another dice roll, please. 3d6
Guys from the
plus 1.
control room are in the room with you.
No, they're not.
Could you imagine?
They're not.
Oh,
Right.
better.
Right, everybody's going. Everybody who's got a radio is going. Yeah, I'm getting the static as well, and except for one guy who goes, "That's not static.
What is it?
It's those fucking creatures."
I was gonna say there's a bat in there.
Yes.
It's not a
Put the
bat,
bat
it's men of war.
No.
I just imagined it sat there at the control panel.
Well, I've killed many men of war already, so
Yeah.
Yeah, the bat, the bat's pretending to be a human. Yes, humans are up here.
Yeah.
I've killed 7 men of war. I'll be fine.
Okay. He's feeling tough. He's gonna go for
He's
it.
he's got a spray can and a stencil, and he's put them on his arm.
If you guys want to make a try to get up there without getting caught, make a
I
dexterity.
want to know how he knows it's the creatures.
Because he knows what static sounds like, and that's not static.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I agree with him.
Well, we know what to expect.
I mean, we all know at this point if it was static, I'd be crumpling a pack of crisps in front of her.
That's
Do a
true.
hero test, maybe. Me and Ben, just to confirm it for ourselves, but I guess we'll go off what they say as well.
Let's just go.
You're gonna try it?
I'm gonna ask if anyone has a proper weapon
We
I can
did get
use.
strength points, to be fair, so
Does anyone have a proper weapon I can use?
Everybody looks around, shakes their head. Nobody has a proper weapon.
you can have my pipe while I have the hammer now.
Yeah, you can swap that
Okay,
kind
yeah.
of improvised weapon.
Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
a pipe.
Go ahead and make stealth rolls for me. I'm just going to see how many bats have a chance. Oh dear me, have a chance of detecting you.
Oh.
Fuck, 5 bats? You joking?
So, 5 attempts at 13 or better. No, wait a minute. I need to apply a penalty. Okay, so 3 attempts to get 13 or better.
I rolled the wrong character, sorry, one second.
Okay, no problem. Try again.
You're dead.
Oh.
You had to say something.
Oh dear.
I
Okay,
could just take one off the other roll, and that was the roll of hitting the bird.
I'll do that because I am feeling generous. So 12. There's 3 attempts. They've got to beat 12 to detect you. Oh.
Yes.
So you make your way out, and as you're creeping along, you see Greg suddenly holds his hand out to stop you and points because there's a bat like circling, and suddenly dives and goes after one of the men of war instead. So you continue on your way. Oh fucking hell!
Yes.
Right. Then you're the one that spots the next bat. You stop. You're actually hidden underneath one of the overpassing walkways
like
for a
here now.
while. Yeah. It takes a good few minutes for this bat to give up looking and go off another way. And finally, as
You know what you should have done? Skinned one of the combats and like worn it like a disguise.
well,
I'm
that's
in
close. Okay.
Okay.
So, the building's in sight. You're actually just about to head up the stairs up to the control tower when you see a combat spots you and come.
Yeah.
And,
Well, if I
and
see it spot me, then I'm gonna tell him to leg it, and I'm gonna leg it.
right you are. You're going to attempt to outrun it. Okay, so this combat gives a massive call, a shrieking, shrill, piercing call that you couldn't hear anywhere like as clearly before when there was the storm. However, is blood curdling. So let me just see the blood curdling call special power. Let Lucy
Is
tell.
that thing still playing through the speakers? That
I may have.
Doctor Bards?
Yeah, I was going to say you would have.
No, not anymore.
Oh.
Shame.
Not that you would know that because you couldn't hear it.
Wow.
So, what? How do you feel this? Oh dear me. Okay.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to point something out. One of my rolls got it generated 6 stun points.
Oh, really? Did it?
The one
Okay.
where I got a 17.
If I could just get this to the end of this sentence, that would be a corker. So, blood curdling call has gone out. Every target within 10 meters, so that's you guys, must test. So it's target number 12, willpower courage test, please.
Oh, come on. Fuck.
Okay, so Anthony, who has killed several of the other types of creature and then been involved in a fight with the combats, is feeling good about himself. He's like, no, I can take these things. I'm not frightened of these at all. Greg, on the other hand, who was almost ripped limb from limb in the last fight, is shitting himself. So, Ben, you get
Okay.
Ben, you get -1 on your attack and defense. Right, Chris, what were you going
I
to
was
say?
going to say, because I mean, it's no stunt dice or anything, but I'm going to think, could I not give him a little tiny pep talk or something, just like to encourage him?
You can try that as a minor action.
Yes, Mr. Bat. I need to do a talk.
Yeah, you
I
could
said,
try.
it's all right, mate. It's going to be fine. We just need to get past them. Buck her up or whatever, and we get past them. Something like that.
Buck
Okay.
her up, kiddo.
Okay, so let me just have the.
My personal strength, like towards it, and make him feel a bit better about it.
Okay. Let me just bring up this. Oh shit! I just need one of these. I've not cluttered up with a shitload of things already. Well, we will use this one. Let me just see. So I will just give us a second to set this up, because what's happening is this thing's diving to. Actually, it might not catch you. You might outrun it yet. So let's find out. Give me the building you're heading for is not far away, right? So your success, you're only going to need 6 successes to get to safety. So
Okay.
six success pool. So give me a Constitution stamina test, each of you, as you take off at the run to try and outstrip this. Okay. So, Ben, you've scored 1 stunt point. Go ahead and pick 1 point of chase stunts.
Oh, I forgot about those. Where is that?
And Chris, you're off at roughly the same speed as him. So the pair of you have just like taken off at high speed, rushing up towards the building in a desperate attempt to not get caught by this combat.
Yeah, there's literally only one I can do. It does say you gain a +1.
Oh,
You gain
You're
+1?
next.
Okay.
could be dragon.
To your next roll, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
To
so...
your next chase test for every SP spent.
Okay, so its action that round that you took off running was the shriek, the blood-curdling shriek, so it doesn't get a chase test this round. So go ahead and make your second chase test as you go hurtling across the gangplanks in an attempt
And I
to
would get
to
an extra
safety.
1, so I guess that would be a 5 instead of a 4.
Well, does it say you get an extra 1 on your...
Next chase test.
Just on a chase test, not on the stunt dice? That's what I needed to know.
Let me read it again. You gain +1 on your next chase test for every SP spent.
Okay, so you scored 16. So that will be 3 into your points, whereas Anthony is starting to take the lead a little bit. He is now on 5. So he's like clanging up the stairs and you're clanging up behind him. The bat's coming down towards you at high speed. It gets a roll this time as well.
Can I use the stunt points I got?
Yes, you can. Sorry. Yes.
It'll be
Force it
interfering.
on me.
-2 penalty to its roll.
Sorry, could you say that again? Ben spoke at the same time. It clashed. I couldn't quite make it out.
Interference. The character of your choice, which will be the thing chasing us, will get a -2 to its chase test.
Yes, brilliant. Right, okay. So, as the bat comes down, you're like waving your arms and you're throwing anything you've got to hand at you. You chuck your mobile phone at it. You're throwing your change out of your pocket. You're like, you take your helmet off and you're like, fuck off! And throw the helmet at it as well. It gets -2 on its chase test. It's flying, so it uses dexterity. And -3 of 17 would be 14. That's a pass. So even despite all your attempts to get it away, it comes swooping down and tries to get which one of you?
Anthony.
Either of you still bleeding? Either of you still got lower than your total hit points? Health points?
No, I do. I'm 2 lower. He's full.
Okay, so it's probably going to come for you.
It's probably going to go for the stronger guy, I think.
Nope, it's going for whoever's bleeding.
Good try. Good
So
try.
that's 12. What's your defense?
11.
11. So it comes swooping down. It's got 1 stunt point. It's not got a great deal it can do there. It will attack you for 6 points of damage.
Ugh, how rude.
And
I only take 2.
And it skirmishes your back too, so you will lose 2 off your chase total.
Oh, fucker.
Okay, so go ahead and make another chase total. Chris is almost at the entrance.
Am I able to hit it and do the chase, or is it
Oh,
one
sorry,
or the other?
Yes, you can. You can.
Okay.
So-
My aim is to generate stunts to knock it prone.
Okay, so you're making a stunt attack. Go for it.
Fuck's sake.
Missed. So
Never mind.
as it swoops in, you try and punch it to the ground, but it's just like slashed you across the shoulder and then flown off in a wide arc. It's coming back round for its next attack. Give me
And I'm going to run away.
a chase roll. Nice one. And you have 4 stun points. What would you like to use them for?
Oh, I keep forgetting about it. Yeah. Chase stunts part 1. What is that? Oh, I can... you can use this to if you like. Can I use Shivy them along? And I'll donate 2 stun points to Chris.
You don't
Which
need
will
to. He's
increase
on
his-
11 already. He's going to be through the door at the end of this round unless he chooses
okay.
not to be. Yeah.
Okay. God, is there any to help? Is there a one to that I can increase my total right now?
I will allow you to use those 4 points to gain 2 on your chase, which would put you through the door as well.
I'll do that then.
Okay. So as the bat swims round in the air, coming round in a wide arc to come back for another attack, you both throw yourselves through the door and find yourselves in the control room, which I don't have a map for because I didn't expect
And the
anybody
bat
to do
will
that.
find the door slammed in its
I'm
face.
immediately going to use perception as soon as I get in the door.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception test.
There's like 300 man o' wars in there.
They're everywhere. Okay, so what you see is several dead bodies, some broken glass panels, like windows. Some of the equipment's broken up, and you can see one piece, like a half a meter long piece of tentacle from a man o' war.
Can I do a perception as well?
Yes, you can.
This time I'll open my eyes.
Always helpful.
A little better.
Okay, that's
12.
yeah. Okay, so you're not seeing one in here.
But we know there's one in here because we heard it, so
There's nowhere.
we'll
it
be
could-
ready.
You're not sure where it could be hiding.
Well, you did say he saw that tentacle, so
Yeah, it's a severed.
One
it's
of
a
us-
fraction of severed tentacle.
Look
oh,
up.
okay. Am I able to declare that the second I see something move, I hit it?
Yes.
As long as it's not Anthony.
Yes. Okay, go ahead, somebody, and see if you can get the communications equipment to work them. It does have some damage, so I am going to ask for a intelligence engineering test.
Oh, that is literally my profession.
Oh.
So Anthony's pushing buttons and stuff, and nothing's happening. And Greg just pushes him out the way. Here, leave it to me. I'll sort this. You see where there's some damaged wires, so you quickly cut a piece of wire from something else, strip it, put the two bits of wire together, just twist them together. It's not perfect, but it should keep you going for a while. And then you attempt to make a call out to the Coast Guard station on the coast. What would you like to say?
Pretty much what I said. What I said I was going to say. Hello, this is the oil rig, whatever the oil rig's name is.
Deep Sea Nordcap.
DC, no
Yeah,
cap.
Deep Sea Nordcap. This is Greg Bishop speaking. I'm one of the gas extractors on the oil rig. I have 60 plus men, some injured, some not, held up here. The Coast Guard just recently launched a rescue mission. Unfortunately, there was more of us than there was space in the helicopter, requesting military intervention, as there are a couple hundred hostiles flying in the air. The hostiles being bats, giant killer bats, and also a personnel carrier to lift us out, get us to safety.
Roger that.
Okay.
Deep Sea No Cap. We are in communication with the Royal Air Force and Royal Navy. We have a rescue mission under arms inbound on your position. They will be there in 1 hour. Repeat, they will be there in 1 hour.
Okay.
Thank
you very much.
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh.
Sorry.
I was going to say I would have given Ben's character possible codes that you could have used to shorten that conversation because it was quite long.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There'd be many ways of shortening that, really.
Right. Just a medical aid and stuff.
You'd probably have reminded them to add some stuff, like make sure you send medical aid and so on. Yeah. Okay.
As he was doing that, one last thing. I'm going to ready my weapon with quick reflexes while he was on that.
Okay. So, the sound of him making the call has attracted the thing that had been in here in the first place. The reason you couldn't see it is it's actually outside. It had left. It had crawled back out. But now that as soon as he talks, you see these tentacles appear over the side of the thing.
Actually, how many doors are there? Because I did close the door behind us that we came in through. Unless there's another one on the other side of the room.
I was not really interested in doors. Remember, I told you all the windows were broken.
Oh.
That's how it got in the first place. So, I'm just going to open the turn order again. I'm going to blank it off. And I'm going to give control of these creatures to... wait a minute. To people who haven't had a great deal to do this round. So, let me just close that. So I'm going to type your... That's Greg B. Okay, can you give me a initiative test for Greg, please?
Can we just select your character?
10.
I know.
Oh, that's actually gone straight in. Okay. So could I now have one for Anthony as well, please?
Greggy B on the MIC.
So Anthony scored 13.
Select my character.
Just after you told me to select my character.
I did select it.
Anthony, it does sometimes happen that you select it and it still doesn't go through properly. So it'll not be Chris's fault, it'll just be a technical issue. Okay, so Mark, no, not Mark, he's not here. Sean, Sean and Marie, you guys will be playing the Men of War during this. There's one each for you, so
Are we on a map?
I will try and sort the map in a second. I just need to make sure you've got.
The men of war get disheartened and you run away.
Got control of these Men of War. So let me all players. Yeah, that's okay. So you should have that now. I will
Can
try.
I quickly pop to the toilet?
Yes, go ahead while I sort out something
Cool.
resembling a map of the control room, which, as I said, hadn't quite foreseen a fight in the control room for some reason, so don't have one.
I do have one if you want one.
Right, I don't know how you would get it to me. Would be the only problem.
Messenger or Discord, it's up to you.
Yeah, either of those will be fine. Okay.
Is that okay?
Give me a second to find it. Right, okay. I see what you mean. Okay, not to worry. I will improvise something.
It's the only one I could find. So
No, that's okay. I'm just,
that's more for a ship rather than a oil rig.
yeah. Hold on.
Has a big ship steering wheel in it.
Yeah.
How is everyone doing?
Okay, these aren't great either. But
Do a bend as a big square.
What was that?
well, that will actually probably do the trick, won't it? So,
Do a bend, do the right thing.
let's see what we've got. Okay. Fuck's sake. None of these are really anything close to what we need. Okay. Coming up, I will just take the thing off there.
God.
Just setting it up now, shouldn't be long. That's on the wrong layer. Layer token, and Anthony's already. Oh no, I'd best swap them out for the. Okay, so if I just grab your character sheets, and there's Greg, and there's Anthony.
Anthony brr.
Yeah, and I'll drag everybody over.
Haha, Anthony go brr.
Now, just tell me, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay.
This looks a lot like the engineering.
It does look a lot like the engineering, but imagine that those big cylinder drum things are actually something entirely different.
Okay.
Imagine they're panels of.
You've painted the picture in my head.
Good, yes. That'll do. So, you guys are about sort of there. Yeah, okay, put them where you want. And Marie, if you take this
Sorry.
Man of War here that I'm pinging now.
I'm just looking.
Sean, if you pass.
Can you ping it again, Brian?
Yep, that one. Take that one. You got it?
would
There,
catch it.
here.
This one here.
Yeah, got it now. I
Right.
see. Well, I don't see it, but I see the ping.
What do you mean you don't see it?
She might not have vision.
Okay. Let me just have a look.
I can move this one on the left. I can't move there. Sorry, on the right.
Yeah.
That one's movable.
Right, well, it's got token vision on, so I don't know why you can't. Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. This will solve the problem. If I fucking come here. Dynamic lighting. All right, okay. There's no dynamic lighting on here. There's literally no reason you shouldn't be able to see and move that.
This one here.
Is she assigned to any of the Man of Wars?
Ah.
If she's not assigned to something, then she won't be able to see, will she?
Controlled by all players. That'll help. Control that one. That's right. Well spotted. Thank you. Okay, Marie, you should have control of it now.
Yeah, I can move.
Brilliant. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you can probably see it.
let me just bring the thing me up again. Okay, go ahead and roll the initiative for those two as well, please.
Maria War.
Right. I'm just looking for the Man of War sheet. Right, found it.
Got it?
Yeah, and you want initiative, yeah?
Yes, please. Give me initiative for yours. Sean, give me initiative for yours as well.
I can't see myself in the initiative anymore.
Oh, for the love of fuck, man.
I can see Anthony, but I got a 10.
You did, yes.
So I've done a map move. I'm on 13 then.
Yeah, it's because the map's moved, so... I'll tell you what, I'm going to take you guys out. Roll again, but I know the number you had, so I'll put that in. But you just roll again to bring yourselves up.
You almost got the same anyway.
You did
One
get
up.
very similar, didn't you? Yeah. Chris, you do the same, please. Excellent, and you did get the same. So there we go. Descending, and it is Anthony to go first, but on the first... No, that's okay. You weren't the one making a call. So, Chris, you to go. What would you like to do?
I was ready, so
Yep.
I'll get my free action. I'm going to close the door.
Right you are. So you'll have to get over there. And that door is now clang shut. Probably not going to help us. As I've mentioned twice, all the windows have been broken out. But it's a start. So, Man of War 13. So that is... Sean, you to go.
Me to go. Right. So
Bear in mind that all these walls, it's practically all window with just frames in because it's the traffic control centre.
So moving over through the window.
Yeah.
Climbing through this window over here on the right hand side.
Yeah.
I'm going to move to here.
Yeah.
And have a tentacle at that nice juicy lump of meat there.
Right you go. So your Man of War slobbers its way up through the broken window, scuttles in, and lunges for what it thinks of as lunch. Make an attack.
And it says SpongeBob.
That's a 14 to hit and 4 stunt points.
Ooh.
I think 14 is that a hit? Chris?
Yes, he said yes.
Yeah, okie dokie. Go ahead and roll the damage and do the stunts as well.
Right, so stunty stunts are... Sorry, that's the damage.
Okie dokie.
What? Is that max?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it is.
So,
Uh-huh.
Chris, you've taken 7 points of damage. Remember to reduce that by 1 for your flight suit and by whatever your toughness is.
Right. And then it's going to knock you prone.
Yep.
And wriggle its tentacles at you again.
Okay, so I'll do a knock prone and you're going to make a second attack. 12. Chris, is 12 a hit?
And no.
Right, okay. So its first blow knocks you to the ground. As its second tentacle tries to wrap itself around your neck, you've actually fallen down before it gets a chance, so it just misses you. And Maria War next.
Right. We're outside here, yeah?
Yes. But like I say, the
I'm going
walls...
to try and get through the door and attack Anthony from the other side then?
I've
You can
no
go.
idea.
You can go through the.
You
You can go through the window,
windows.
Marie.
Yeah.
Oh, go through the window.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, in
Yeah.
that case, I'm going through the window.
Okay, so you do the same thing. The windows that were already broken out when you and your other hunting men of war were in here earlier, you just clamber through it and then start sort of pulling yourself along the floor in your tentacly way towards your target. Is that where you finish up? Is it? That seems a very short.
How much movement do I have?
You've got the character sheet. It's whatever your speed is.
Oh,
I think
right,
it's
okay.
11.
11.
'cause I'm
It's
maybe-
11.
In that case, I'll go straight for Greg.
Right, you are. You're going for Greg. One each. Got to get to Greg's.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense.
Beck better
It does.
have my sausage rolls.
Okay, so you make an attack on Greg's sausage roll there. Then.
I once bought a pasty from there and it had a piece of blue plastic in it.
No, that's not very hygienic.
Like it's
That's
like
a hit.
piece of a packet of like somebody, like a catering bag, as
Yeah.
it were, of whatever the
So
filler
that's-
was.
That's a hit at 15, I take it.
Yep.
Okay, make the damage roll. 5 points. So, Greg is struck for 5 points of damage. Remember to reduce that by 1 for his...
But in reality, it's
It's-
only 1 damage that gets through.
Really? You've got that much toughness? Bloody hell.
It's 3
That
toughness and then
hard.
obviously 1 armor.
Right, okay, so, Greg, you'd go.
I'm a sure Maria War.
Mhm.
What a real hit feels like.
Okay.
Maria what?
You
Fighting.
kill me.
Plonk. I believe that's a hit.
Marie, is that above the Man of
Yeah.
War's? Yeah,
It
that's
is.
a hit.
I've got,
Yeah,
I've got a
defense
character
is
sheet of it.
11. Yeah, so yeah.
What's the damage for a pipe?
1d6
Is it
plus your strength.
1d6?
1d6
Okay.
minus 1 plus your strength.
Plus my strength, which is 3. Really? Wow.
Okay, 3 points of damage to the Man of War. Remember until
Who
he...
gets through it?
Okie dokie.
And then there's 3 stunts, which I believe all I can really.
You could make another attack,
Can I?
Yeah.
or you could add another dice
I'll add another dice, because then. Yeah.
and skirmish it 2 meters.
Okay. So I'll do an extra 1 point of damage,
Okay, Marie,
Oh.
take an extra 1 point of damage.
and I'll skirmish it. I don't know, like towards Anthony. I don't know. Anyway,
Well, you'll be able to control it because it's on all players. So move it up to 2 squares away.
there you go.
So you whack it heavily with the pipe, just like a golf club swing, poof, and it goes skittering back. Its tentacles having trouble trying to hold onto the slick floor of the control room, which is, remember, it's covered in slime from these creatures, blood from the people that got killed, and rain because it's still raining a bit, and all the windows were broken. So-
And it's North Sea as well. I
And-
mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
moist.
Moist, exactly. So, Anthony, to go. What would you like to do?
I would like. So, what does prone exactly do?
Okay, so you're currently lying on the floor, which means anything attacking you gets a bonus to hit you. To stand up would be a minor action, although you could still use half of your movement as the rest of that minor action if you wanted.
I'll stand up.
Yep, I'll just take
I'm going
that.
to try and
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to try and attempt to do a swinging attack to hit both of them.
You need 3 stump points for that.
Yes, since
Alright.
you couldn't
I'll
even...
aim for this one first, then.
Right, okay, so you're going to aim for that one. Yeah, so it's just going to have to be a standard attack. If you get enough stunts, then you can do a second attack and hit the other one. Go ahead.
Well, the heavy hammer, is that strength or is it fighting?
It's fighting.
It's always fighting.
Okay.
Strength doesn't help you hit things, it helps you hurt things.
11's a hit.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the damage. Okay.
Ooh la la.
7 points of damage to Shaun of War.
It's
Uh,
quite a hefty
That is quite a hefty blow. So it is Shaun of War to retaliate.
It's tentacles again.
Yeah. That's a hit.
Oh my god.
2 damage.
Oh, that wouldn't do anything to it.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's not going to go through him.
Maria War.
I'm going to. I'll go. I'll attack the same guy again because I'm annoyed.
Right.
Ah!
Right.
I'm just going to
So
skirmish
you
you back.
kind of slobber forwards towards the annoying morsel that tried to
Get away.
to beat you
Get
up
away.
and make an attack.
It's a hit.
Yep.
Ah, just.
That's a hit. Roll the damage.
Oh, not much damage.
2
Whack.
Yeah,
damage.
that's not going to
I
go
just
through.
kind of flail at him a bit. Bleh.
Gently
So,
caress his face.
yes.
Okay.
Greg to go. And
He is uncomfortable. Yeah.
Greg to go, and this thing's attacked you again, but it hasn't. You've shrugged it off.
I'm wanting to do another stunt roll. Is there any stunt that would be exceptionally helpful? Does anyone think?
5 stunt points. Well, 3 stunt points you need to generate, and then you can do some stuff. But yeah, if
What do
you
you
get a
suggest?
high enough set of stunt points, you could basically do
'Cause
damage on the
I don't
first
have a-
one, slide
don't have a
across
very
the
good
second
weapon.
one, and hit it.
So you're thinking like getting if I can get 3 points to do an extra attack, a lightning attack.
Well, if you get 3 points, you need to roll stunts anyway, but you would get 2 if you do a stunt attack.
If you make a stunt attack, you get 2 stunts instead of doing damage.
I know, I get that. I'm just thinking, is there any good stunts that anyone suggests? Because I don't do very much damage because of my shite weapon. So if there's anything that could really help me out,
Yeah,
that's what I was asking.
One more. Well, yeah. If you had, see, the thing is, if you make a regular attack and you get 3 stun points, you can make a second attack,
Yeah.
or you can add damage on. If you get 5 stun points on a regular attack, you can add to your dice.
Yeah. Just attack. Just hope for the best.
Yeah.
And that's not enough.
Missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 stun points, but yeah, you don't.
Well, you don't get stun points on a miss. Yeah. So
I missed spectacularly.
yeah, so you swing at the Minotaur. I was going to say there, the Man of War, and miss it completely. So Anthony, you to go.
I was going to say mine's just bled on my screen just then.
All right, okay. It's a bit of lag then. Yeah. Chris, it's Anthony to go.
He rolled a 7.
You've rolled a 7. Sorry, so you've made a failed attack as well. So it is the Shaun of War to go.
Because this is yeah. A 12.
12. Does that hit you?
That didn't hit him last time.
So
I
it
rolled 12.
won't hit this time either then. So Marie of War to go.
Just bringing up the character sheet to hit him. Bang.
That's a hit. 6 points of damage this time.
Okay, that's another 2 I lose.
Okay, and it is you to go, Greg.
Okay, let's continue this game of footsie.
Yes. That's a hit.
That is a hit.
Yeah.
I pat a cake.
What
with
the fuck?
tentacles.
No. 1d6 minus 1 plus 3.
4 damage. 4 damage to your mana war, Marie.
Yeah. Down to 9 hit points.
Okay, the one on your screen doesn't seem to be changing. So I'll just do that manually. There you go.
Sploosh.
So if you're wondering how to do it, you click on your
Just click on it and you click on the circle and do it.
the
Yeah.
red circle. That's right.
Oh. Whoa.
What?
My screen's glitching. Ignore me.
Okay.
Just give it a refresh.
Anthony, you to go.
No,
If
I
in
mean my
doubt.
whole screen's glitching.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
That's a hit and with 3 stun points. We can't hear you, Chris.
He said, I'm going to hit this one
I'm
normally.
going to hit this one normally.
Right, you are. Go for it.
So 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. 8. There you go. 8 points of damage to Sean's Man of War.
2 more damage.
Um,
You might be able to finish it off, actually.
You can't hit the other one, you're too far away.
not unless I do a lightning attack.
No, but you can't move. Or can he? No, he can't because it's an attack action. Isn't
Yes, it's
How
an
much,
attack.
health, how much health has it got? 2.
I'm not quite sure what you're asking me. I didn't quite
How
catch
much
it.
health has it got left? That's what he's asking.
Oh, how many health it's got? Oh, you don't know exactly
got
how
4
much health
health
it's got.
left.
How do you...
Metagaming, it's got 4 health left.
Sorry.
Shush.
Sorry.
It looks badly injured.
Yeah,
Do the-
that's what I meant. Sorry. You think how?
Just do a
Okay.
vicious blow, man. May as
I'll
well.
do a vicious blow then.
You'll be able to kill it next round if you do some good damage.
Extra 1
Never
point
mind.
of damage.
Right, and you've still got a stunt point left. You could skirmish yourself away from it, or you could skirmish it away from you. Because skirmish allows you to move yourself.
Yes, it does.
And technically, the thing won't be able to aim if you skirmish it away, because then it has to move.
No, because the tentacles have reach.
Yes, they do.
Oh, do they? Oh, never mind.
Yeah. It's
gonna
like
go for-
wielding a polearm.
Duck
Oh.
and weave.
You what, Chris? Sorry?
Duck and weave.
Duck and
Extra
weave.
defense. Until,
Right, you
know,
are. No
turn.
problem. So, Sean, you to go.
Here we go. There's a last desperate gasp of thing. Let's see.
Oh my god.
That's a
I
hit and
think
it was
that's a
6
slight
points.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Bum, 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 bum.
Just grazed you, I think, Anthony.
Right, so for let's see, it's gonna do an extra d6 in the damage,
Yes.
and it's gonna go and do a let's have a look, it's roll. So
Okay, that's 10 points of damage.
Holy shit.
so that's 2 stunt points, and then it's gonna skirmish itself
Yeah.
over to here
Okie dokie. So,
for 2 stunt points,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna attack Greg.
okie dokie. So it
This is
slams
how you
Anthony
use
quite
the-
heavily and then scurries downwards to attack Greg, who looks like an easier meal. Go ahead and make that attack.
They only rolled an 11.
11, is that a hit?
My
That one.
defense is 11. I
That-
don't remember how you do it.
That's a hit.
Okay.
But is he outnumbered though? Then in that case,
Well, yes,
I
but
will
you'd,
be,
you'd
so
hit
it would be a
anyway, so it
12.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that won't hurt him.
4 points of
Yeah.
damage.
Just, my armor just holds, I suppose.
Okay, Marie.
That's
Okay.
how you use. Just to say, that's how you use stunt points for a smack, slide, and smack.
Yes. Yeah. So, as
12.
yeah, go ahead. As the other man of war comes in, it sort of batters Greg, who fends it off and toughs it out. However, whilst he's doing that, the one he was fighting beats him up a bit. So that's a hit with 4 stunt points. What would you like to use them for?
I'm just having a quick look. Is it basic melee stunts or general combat stunts?
Either one. You can use stunts from either one.
They are listed on the Man of War. Actually, has reduced stunt cost for certain things.
Certain things it's cheaper for it, yeah.
So multi-attack is 2 points rather than being 3, and it can do more than 1 extra attack.
Okay, so I'll use the 4 stunt points to do 2 more attacks, yeah?
Okie dokie. Do the damage from the first attack first.
Okay.
1 damage.
5 damage.
Okay.
Okay, 1 gets 2.
Okay, so the man of war goes a bit ballistic at you and slaps you across the face with one of its thump splat. Then it backhands you again with the other splat. Hits you again. Go ahead and roll the damage. That's 3 damage.
3.
Nothing. 0.
And
then-
And
finally,
the third one's just sort of a fluttering.
yeah, the last one's a miss. Yeah. Okay, so Greg, you to go.
I'm gonna try and kill the Shaun of War.
Okay, go for it. 17,
Nice.
that's a hit.
D6 plus 2.
4 damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, unfortunately.
He's still alive. It's a pathetic weapon. I may as well punch you.
If you didn't have the -1,
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
a punch is only D3.
Oh, well, maybe not then.
unless you got brass knuckles,
Unless you got brass knuckles. So Anthony, here to go.
which of course are illegal.
Well, let's see. Oh, wrong button.
That's a hit
That's
with 5 stun points.
what you wanted.
Wrong button, sorry.
You roll
Oh, that's
dexterity.
dexterity. Right. Yeah.
He shows off his sick dancing moves.
Okay, so that's
But I don't get the stunt points,
that's a
unfortunately.
hit
but-
without the stunts. That's right. Yeah.
So who are you hitting?
Marie.
Oh, we don't.
Sorry, Marie. I'm sure you're a great person.
He says as he
Lots
hits her
of-
with a
I've
sledgehammer.
got a lot of little octopuses at home.
Oh my god. Sorry.
13 damage.
Yeah, I'm now at -3.
Got
Okay.
max damage then.
So
Crit.
you come sliding in behind and brain this thing on the back of the head. So that's minus. There we go. And it goes slopping to the ground
But
in
I
a
was
gelatinous mess.
thinking, could I not just have like shoved? No, it's too late now to do that.
You can't do anything extra.
No, I wasn't going to try and do anything extra or something pre-thing, but I forgot about it. So that's fine.
Just describe it and I'll tell you if I'll allow it.
I was going to do. It was meant to be a charge, but it was to this one, not that. So
Right, okay. I mean, yes, I'd allow a charge, but that wouldn't make any
Yeah,
mechanical
still has
difference
one
in
health.
this
let's
instance.
see what it does with 1 health.
Yeah. So it is Sean to go. Yeah.
You're going to flee. Am I fleeing too? Yes.
So it's going to make an attack.
Mhm.
One more attack.
Okay, so that is a miss, I think.
Indeed.
It is.
Yeah.
Indeed. And then it goes scurrying away.
Yeah. That seems to make sense. So, realizing that these two creatures have got it beat, it slobbers off away from you and escapes.
Well, it could actually get off the map to the south there. It goes through
Yeah.
the door.
That's fine.
Probably bleed to death.
Okay.
It might get eaten by a combat as it goes.
It
you know.
might very well lie. Okay, so after about an hour's time, those of you who are on the rig start to hear the sound of helicopter rotor blades approaching. Several
Flight of the
helicopter rotor
Valkyries.
blades. Yeah. Meanwhile, well, previous to that, back on land, right? The helicopter has been refueled and rapidly checked over. This is completely this is completely against the usual rules, but under the circumstances, they've agreed you can go back out. You've agreed they can go back out behind the Royal Air Force strike team.
Okay.
So as you head out, you've kind of you've joined a formation of helicopters as the Royal Air Force helicopters join you from the northwest. So you're about 1.5 miles out offshore
Okay.
when the formation reaches you, and you're told to stay at 0.5 mile behind them as they approach.
Okay.
The group of helicopters as a whole heads out. There's like 3 Royal Air Force attack helicopters. They head out, and you can see approaching as dawn's just starting to break over the horizon, you can see a Royal Navy Type 45 destroyer closing in on the oil rig as well. As the formation gets closer, you see like a cloud of combats lift off up into the air and streak out towards the naval warship, which is sounding a klaxon in a deliberate attempt to attract their attention. And then both the air group and the oil rig, you will all hear this because all hell breaks loose. What you hear is just the thunderous sound of 4 autocannons opening fire at exactly the same time. So you've got the helicopters open fire at the same time as the surface-to-air autocannon on the Type 45 destroyer opens fire as well.
What kind of helicopters?
They are Apache gunships.
Oh, that's a 30mm cannon, isn't it?
Yeah. So what happens is, in very quick time, the cloud of combats has turned into a red mist. You can see a lot of them break off and try to press their attack anyway, but there's just more and more fire comes up from the surface of the Type 45, and the helicopters begin to close in. Once they've dealt with the combat, about 5 or 6 manage to escape, just fly off into the distance. You see the helicopters swing round and start small controlled bursts against the pockets of men of war on the ground. As they're doing it, a naval launch comes out, or several naval launches come out from the 45, and you can see Marine strike teams on board. So again, there's just the thunderous sound of gunfire, and then you're told that the helicopter landing pad is now safe.
Right, okay.
This is Royal Air Force 2 Coast Guard rescue helicopter. Go ahead and land. The landing zone has been secured by the Royal Navy.
All right.
And the Royal Air Force are going, you what?
Well, actually, the Marines are going, it's been secured by the Royal Marines, I think you'll find. Okay, let's see if you can get down safely.
Oh, God.
Piloting test. It's relatively easy at the moment. You're not under fire. You're not damaged. There's no storm. So you need a 9 or better to get down. Okay.
Yay!
You easily bring the helicopter down to a gentle landing, and you can see like the doors to the various rooms that the guys have been hiding in. They're just like swarming out. You can see another helicopter coming in. A Royal Air Force transport is coming in as well from behind. It realizes it's too heavy to land on the thing, but it will winch people up. And the Royal Navy start evacuating people down onto the thing. You do notice that they're having to do it under combat conditions, though, because there are still men of war trying to get onto the launchers. So every now and again you see Marines like open fire. You see men of war will pop up the side of one of the launchers and then just 3 rounds into the head and they just burst. And you can't really call it a bloodbath because it's more sort of an ichor bath going on down there. As the military just sort of obliterate the men of war, who eventually take the hint and just hide, just slide back into the sea or hide on the thing, and everybody is evacuated safely. You turn around and make it back to land. You're escorted back by the Royal Air Force helicopter gunships till you're within about a mile of land, and then the radio to say Coast Guard rescue helicopter from Royal Air Force gunships. We'll be breaking off our escort now. Thank you and good luck. And then you see them break off.
We'll reply the same. Thank you for the help.
You are very welcome. It's just what we do.
Well, I'll be happy to see my team again.
Yes. So eventually you land, and you will be pleased to know that you have escaped your side quest.
Yay!
I also want to make the point that I was prepared to go back out.
Yes.
I was just saying I thought it was a bad idea in the current situation.
Oh,
And the rest of it.
Yeah.
The rules,
Absolutely.
you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
However, when it came to the crunch, I backed you up.
Yes.
Yeah, I
He
suppose
he
so.
was right there in the co-pilot seat, same as you were.
Right, well, I'm not in a huff with him anymore.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me today. Next time, we will be returning to your primary characters, the original survivors from the first adventure. So you can say goodbye to these characters for now, except for Jenny, who was playing her primary character. As the campaign goes on, each of the players will have their own little side quest that ties in some way to their background and their things. Hope you enjoyed the game. We'll not actually be on next week. It'll be a week, the week after. So it'll be a week on Friday rather than Friday for the second game. We will be returning to Newcastle upon Tyne for your primary characters who have all been invited onto a chat show to talk about the day that the Pandora event occurred and what has happened to you. It will be 3.5 weeks after the initial event, and things are still roughly holding together in the mainland UK, although they are starting to deteriorate. But you'll find out more about that next time. That's in 2 weeks from now. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much, those of you at home. I continue to be, in point of fact, Bryan F. Irving from DH9 Radio and Gethsemane Games. We were playing Pandora's Wake by Gethsemane Games, but we were using the modern age rules by our friends at Ronin Publishing. Sound effects were by, well, we didn't use any, except a few I did manually. Music was by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, DH9 Radio Production Unit, and myself. The maps were all by myself and Gethsemane Games. If you'd like to see some more of them, check out my Patreon, Bryan F. Irving. We do a lot of this type of map and Games Master supplemental material. Check that out. You can become a patron for as little as £3 a month. Also, check us out at the Gethsemane Games drive-through RPG shop to see what else we've got. And keep your eye open, because we are hoping to produce Pandora's Wake Apocalypse Age as part of the upcoming Green Ronin Age Creators Alliance, if all goes well. So thank you very much for coming. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do stay safe. Take care. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks' time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye for now.